Are we live? We're live now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a bonus episode of Trip Smoke Pit. We got my buddy over Pickle over here, and we were talking about at what point do you actually consider yourself an adult? Because I'm 33. They killed Jesus when he was younger than me. And you're telling me the Son of God wasn't a fucking man? Because I know I'm a child at best.
At best, I think 28 is the cutoff for an adult to be an actual adult. Because you have young adult, then you're an adult. And I think 28 is kind of the cutoff. If you're not trying to, and now don't get me wrong, I think you could not have stuff figured out for the rest of your life. Like my mom, she makes great money. And she goes, I don't know what I want to do when I get older. And I'm like, yeah, I love that idea. And I love that mindset.
Yeah, but there's some people I don't want to do when I get older. It's like where? The retirement home? Like,
dude, hey, first of all, you would have talked shit to my mom. She was in the Army. She was a bad bitch. She hit a deer going 55 on a Harley Sportster, shattered her fucking leg, scraped the fuck up, like literally over the handlebars at 55 miles an hour.
And how does she still not know what the fuck she wants to do, though? Like,
because this woman has lived. She realized there's more than just what's there. Right now, she manages 2 Verizon stores, and she makes bank. Because she gets a piece of every little commission, and she gets her own commission.
Nice.
So
she doesn't know what she wants to do because she already done it all, and now it's like an existential fucking crisis. Like, well, I should do. Nope, did that. Well, what about fucking did that too? Oh God.
She was in the Army. My dad was a part of a fucking biker crew.
He was a mechanic at Davidson.
My dad builds race engines. She was like an old lady to a biker crew. She's been a nurse. She's been fucking so many other things. She's a businesswoman now. And at this point,
Forrest Gump,
dude, it fucking might as well be. My mom, dude, I've actually had people try to tell me I'm sexist. And I was like, I'm sorry. The most badass person I know to this day that I've met is still my mom.
That's good to have, though.
And some people are like, well, that also sounds kind of dumb. I was like, dude, I've seen my mom cold cock drop a motherfucker. My dad has stories to where it's really funny because my dad will tell the story. He'll go, I was like, oh, if your mom tells it, she'll start off with that asshole. No shit. My mom actually started off with that asshole. It was a story about how he was hustling pool back when me and my brothers were kids and they needed some rent money. And he knew the only way he was going to get it because his job was shit at the time was, hustle a few games of pool. And my dad is an impeccable pool player. He is a barroom hustler. He's not a professional league kind of guy. He is I wear a mask all day. I get fuzzies in my nose and stuff, and it's fucking pissing me off. You got a beard. That's got to be way worse.
Not really. Because it all comes down here and it acts like a filter.
That's fair. No, but he goes over to my mom, and he's been hustling all fucking night. And she tells it I thought he was going to come over and give me a kiss. But when he goes to kiss me, he leans in and says, when that big motherfucker steps up, hit him in the head with a pool stick. So my mom is livid. He wins the game. He starts to pick up the money. They get angry. She smacks big boy in the head with a fucking pool stick. They back out of there with a gun pulled. Nice. And I'm like, that was my mom and dad. My mom and dad were Bonnie and Clyde, but kind of legally-ish. Yeah. They were mean little bastards and stuff, and then they judge me now. Which actually, they don't really judge me. My dad, he could talk as much shit. I was like, you remember when you did this? And it's
when you judge you, I was thinking, oh yeah, that's all you did, and then you.
Oh no, dude. But no, my mom, she was a mean little bastard, and I remember she was healing up from hitting that deer. She has more titanium in her fucking leg than she does have bone, and I was
cool,
yeah. Animanium, titanium, aluminum, and I had fucking talked to her, and I was sick one day from school, and I was complaining. Mind you, she was in bed because she couldn't walk, and I was complaining. Next thing you know, I just wham! And she busted my fucking head open, and I have a little scar up there, one of many scars I have on my head. God, dude, I hate wearing a mask all day. Those cotton masks fuck me up. I like the polyester ones.
Wrap that around there.
It gets warm in my store. But no, she pops me in the fucking head, and I'm just like, what? And she's like, you really want a bitch? I'm like, oh, I don't feel as sick right now. And I was like, do you want me to get you some? Dude, I told her, I was like, yeah, no, I'm kind of being an ass right now. I'm complaining about throwing up twice this morning. She can't walk. Now she can walk. She walks over her sales room. She fucking does her stuff. She's done kickboxing, Zumba since. She's a hoss, man. And
Nice.
she's literally the toughest motherfucker I've met. She's got a pacemaker and she's living healthy. Dude, she's sticking to keto right now. I can't stick, dude. I barely can stick to paleo. This woman's sticking to keto, and she's from the South.
You know, I think I could do paleo if I could still drink beer and had enough money to just buy steak all day.
You can't drink beer. There is a couple of alcohols that technically you can drink.
Like what? Wine, maybe?
No, you can't do wine. Technically, by definition, moonshine is paleo.
Okay.
A heavy yeast and bar, like those heavy beers, are on that board. Some paleo people say no, some say yes. It's an argument.
So like
you got to think about the origins of alcohol. Some wines, kind of, but it's a honey wine, so you're thinking more of a mead.
I could do mead. Again, have you fucking bought mead? Mead is like yeah, dude, if I could afford that shit.
There's one cheap mead. It's in a green bottle. It's a honey mead. All mead's a honey mead, but it is a bare bones honey mead. And it is probably the cheapest mead that you can afford that doesn't taste like total fucking piss. By the way, my camera now is over here and not over there, which it used to be over there. So it looks like I'm not staring at you in the eyes if I have a lazy eye.
Can we just do this the whole time? Like, because this isn't going to be awkward for fucking anybody.
Yeah, this will be awkward for everyone.
Yeah.
Hi. Ladies. No, but I have a fucking rant. So, you know that my business is it's suspended because of the fucking accident. And then I had GameStop give me my store. They made me the manager of the store, which actually GameStop pays pretty decent for managers. No one else gets paid decent, only managers really. So I was like, all right, cool. It's during the holidays though. And then I legitimately, and tell me if this doesn't sound like, I hate bagging on like young kids because everyone bagged on us because you're a millennial, which is kind of funny because you're the middle range of millennial.
Depending on who's doing the math, millennials are either turning 45 or like 40 this year. So
yeah. So you're like mid-range closer to beginning. I'm mid-range closer to end. We're both kind of close to that millennial era where everyone told us we were lazy and we didn't care. And the fucking X generation were the fucking shitheads that everyone thought we were for some reason.
I love how Generation X talks so much shit. Like they couldn't get their shit together while the nation was in a surplus. And then we had to fight their wars for their fucking Cold War do nothing asses.
Yeah, like we got left with the shit in the stick, but I do have to say this new generation that is like fucking 20 to 25, that's the Z generation, right? Generation Z. All right, so I have a kid. This isn't the first one. As a manager, the first thing I did when I became manager, I fired someone. First of all, 2 reasons. 1, he was a shitty employee. 2, set a fucking example. So this motherfucker comes and he's a no call, no show on a day where we had the next gen consoles go live online. And I'm like, hey, where are you? Well, I didn't know how to work. Well, look at the fucking schedule. He sends me a picture of the old schedule. I go, hey, look at the group chat that I said, this is where I'll send the finalized schedules. He was like, well, I don't think it's right that you changed my schedule and didn't tell me. I go, the only reason I changed your schedule is because you need someone to cover you while you took a final exam. Robert fucking took your fucking time. Therefore, you take his time, and I made sure that was understood. Well, you didn't address me directly. Yeah, because you responded in the fucking group text. And then next thing he goes, well, I quit because I feel like you think I lied to you and you're being disrespectful. All right, bye. And honestly, like most of this conversation is implied. Most of it was I had a few fucking words with him on the phone, and we had some little bit of chit chat on a text message, and that was it. And he said there's it. And then what I do is when he quits, I was like, all right, return your keys. He still hasn't returned it. He hasn't answered the phone. He hasn't done anything, like a fucking child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm just so. I don't want to say that well, first of all, technically it's not discrimination. I don't want to hire any more college kids. Because my thing is, most of these guys, do you remember what you were doing? Oh, okay. Which deployment were you getting ready for at 21? One or two? Two. It's two for you. I know that.
Yeah,
There's two
I
for me.
actually celebrated my 21st birthday by drinking non-alcoholic Lowenbrau with some Danish tankers on Camp Bastion.
There you fucking go. Dirty fucking dangles, my guys. There you go. So when you were 21, you understood responsibility and requirements as an adult.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, the college kid doesn't have to fucking understand that. And it's not every college kid is my thing. One of the main things is college now, for me and you, is not what college was 20 years ago. Me and you, like 20 years ago, someone goes to college, they have to sort through microfilm. They have to go find books. They had to look for it. They had to search for those answers, writing those papers. I hit Google and I can find my fucking entire school's library from the comfort of this desk.
Oh, dude, no, like the school library now, like functions like Google does. You just go to that website, look shit up, and everything you find is like an accredited fucking source. So it's like, oh, well, Wikipedia says this. Like, nah, this article says this. Boom.
What took our parents a week to find in college takes us a couple hours.
Max.
Yeah, you're right. Max. Because I can find books from the other side of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And write a awe-inspiring paper. But our parents didn't have that. And I got to say, kudos to our parents for getting college degrees. Fuck them because they got too many college degrees. And it's hard. Like, a college degree isn't worth shit anymore.
No.
That's what I've had to explain to kids my age. Hey, a college degree? Not worth a damn thing. Because everyone's got one. It's easy between grade inflation and fucking and the amount of people that can access college because our fucking federal government will put you in debt to do it. And because they know they got you on the hook. You can't even declare bankruptcy and get rid of that shit.
Yep.
So a college degree right now is pointless. And I had to explain to people, I've learned more at a GameStop job when I wasn't a store manager than I did in college. And that's a sad fact. So, I mean, hate it, but I'm not gonna lie. GameStop has pissed me off. They gave me a store during the fucking holiday season. I had 8 months of retail experience when I took store manager. I'm at 10 months roughly now, and I'm about to start slaughtering fucking people because people don't fucking listen. First of all, we're not Google. If you call your GameStop asking, "Hey, how do I sync my controller to my Xbox?" You had to Google GameStop's phone number to fucking find this. You could Google this your fucking self.
Yeah.
Or, I can't find my warranty or receipt. Well, we can't look up your thing. Okay, but so I bought it from you. I think I have the box. We can't look your warranty up from you. So y'all don't offer it. We can't look your fucking warranty up for you. Like, I can't look back. Like, I don't know how many times I've responded to the same thing. Or someone calling like, "Hey, EA crashed." Like,
how's that your problem?
Okay, we can't deal with that. Hey, no, EA crashed. Do you have a question? Is there something I can help you with? Well, EA crashed. The fuck? Let me get on my goddamn supercomputer in the back of this goddamn store.
Because you're all from the same company and direct line to them, right? And even actually, I'm sure GameStop corporate headquarters does have a direct line to EA, but not. I got a call in fucking Arkansas.
I got a book that'll give you EA's fucking customer service number. That's about as far as I'm gonna fucking go, though. Yeah. Or the people, and here's what I love. Hey, I know it's a long shot. You got any PS5s? No. Come on, man. You're telling me you don't have a single PS5 there? Fucker, you knew it was a long shot. Are you surprised?
I mean, fucking apparently. Yeah, dude, the thing about that, though, is like, I'm not even going to buy a fucking PS5 for another year. I'm going to wait for them to, like, unfuck whatever. Up.
You know what? Just because I do have job offers and I don't have to stay at GameStop, and trust me, they're not going to fire me because my store will go under if they fire me. I got customers that say since they forced my previous they didn't force my previous manager out. She just never got the chance to go higher. Then they gave it to Sarah for a brief moment. Then they gave it to me that if they fucking send me away, they will not shop at GameStop anymore. So get fucked. But I'll tell you this, don't buy a fucking PS5 unless you got a warranty from the store. First of all, PlayStation, bare minimum, 2 months if you want to get a warranty through them. And that was before COVID. not in the holidays. Here's the thing. I've got friends that stream on fucking Twitch. They won't stream with me because they're a little bit too famous. I'm a little bit too risky when I fucking talk because I'll just say fucking cunt, hit them with a hard T. And they're a little more PC, but they got PS5s early. Guess what? Within a month, overheat.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to buy one for at least until a year from now.
March. PlayStation released a tweet saying the only ones in the US are going to be the only ones in the US until March. They released that on launch day. The reason why is because in March, I guarantee you, we're going to see the PlayStation 5 Pro with the good cooling fans and everything like that. A PS5 is actually going to become like a collector's item if it hasn't caught fire. And that's pretty much going to be the end of it. But I do have to say, the game, like it's fucking. So many people have complaints about their PS5s, and here's the thing: is when I tell people that in the store while they're buying it, I was like, "I trust me, you need this warranty. I'll use the PlayStation warranty. Here's how the PlayStation warranty goes: you ship it off to them on your dime. They get it 2 months before COVID, not during the holidays. They process it. So however many months it'll be now." Then they decide in their facility with their testers whether it's their or your fault. And then if it's your fault, it's your shipping cost plus you get back your fucking failing PS5. So let's think about, is that or you get a warranty with us, you bring it to my store, hey, it's not working. Cool. Let me email my thing or my fucking inventory people. They'll fucking send me one out. We're looking at 5 to fucking 10 days.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, 5 to 10 days. I get a brand new one. Here you go. You do this during March, guess what? You get the new PS5 because there won't be any others. Free of charge. Guess what? You get the fucking PS5 Pro. What's up? Because you're not dealing with like their company. You're dealing with me and my company. And I'll fucking make sure shit happens.
Yeah.
But nah. Oh, dude, I'm angry about the PS5. Xbox did so many good things between dev mode. Dude, have you heard of dev mode on the Xbox Series X?
So I didn't know that either one of those were out until like the day after I got TikTok and people were opening them up. And I was like, oh, these things are fucking out now. All right. So now I'm a little bit behind.
So dev mode, because Xbox is working with Nintendo right now, which means the next Nintendo Switch will probably get probably a Samsung screen. So the same screen that'll be in an iPhone in like 6 years.
Okay.
So they'll get a Samsung screen roughly and everything. But in return, if you get dev mode, essentially you get the legal version of an N64 emulator and an Atari emulator and all these retro console emulators, as long as Nintendo and these companies are not remaking the games like now.
Yeah.
So your rare replay games and stuff from all of the old school Nintendo and stuff like that will be all of a sudden able to be on your console, which means you can stream them on an emulator legally to Twitch and YouTube for $20 a month.
Now, one of the things that I fucking didn't understand is, like, you know, you can go and play like all the Mario and Zelda games again on fucking like Nintendo. You can just download them off the Nintendo store. Yeah. Why the fuck have they not done that with GoldenEye?
Okay, that's a hard one. They were actually going to remake GoldenEye. There was a problem. From what I hear, the distributors wanted it to have in-game purchases. The developers said that's not what GoldenEye is about. And there was an argument, there was a cancellation, and they were almost done with building that game because 2021 will be the 25th anniversary. But that also means it could still happen.
Yeah.
There might be in-game purchases. They might be actually fucking doing it. And I will say this. I sent, you already know it. I've got an N64 now, again.
Yeah.
And I've got GoldenEye. And I gotta say,
fucking great game. Like, they don't have to do anything. Just slap it on a fucking disc and change the controls to fucking be able to fit a fucking whatever controller I'm using.
It is. I'm not gonna. All right, so I'm gonna hurt some nostalgia for you. First of all, is it still a great game? Yes. Does it make me so happy to play it? Yes. Are the graphics trash?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna
Oh.
put Polygon Man over here, and then I'm shooting my stick at him.
Dude, I'm sighting in with a sniper rifle, and I have no fucking clue what I'm looking at.
Oh, and the sniper rifle's just like a fucking like red circle with a fucking shot in it.
Yes. But I had someone over here playing multiplayer. Dude, I forgot how. Dude, first of all, there's a reason why, like, people like me and your age could probably grab a controller and fucking get up in a new game for a while. It's because we had to deal with that atrocious. Do you want me to go get one of the fucking N64 controllers in my?
I don't know. Like, I'm intimately familiar. Haven't touched one in years, but I can tell you exactly what the fucking thing is.
So, like, first of all,
I probably still have calluses from that.
modern. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a piss real quick, and I'm also gonna grab one of those controllers. So give me a second.
Right, you do that. But while he's gone, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who's watching right now. Oh, Nate's watching. Yes, Perfect Dark was a better GoldenEye, especially with multiplayer. What I didn't like, though, or I maybe not didn't like, but kind of thought was weird, was that there was those unlockable levels in GoldenEye, in the multiplayer, like I don't think Complex was one of them, or maybe Complex was one, but it was literally just a Perfect Dark level. But the game came out beforehand. But, they were made by the same developer, so they were probably like, hey, listen, we're going to build this map, and you can use this and go here and play this. And then we may or may not end up taking this level to do something else with it fucking later in the future. So, yeah. One of the things I like to do in GoldenEye, though, was we put on paintball mode, and then get like the fucking, I forget what they call it. It was like you get a really big head and a little tiny body. And beforehand, most of the characters were about the same except for Oddjob, who's just like little fucking like a hobbit guy. And he was impossible to shoot because his head was lower than where your fucking bullets went. But the big head mode.
Headphones on. All right, so controller 1, right? Super simple, ergonomic. You're able. Yes, I have a purple controller. This is what I fucking play with. Oh, it's shiny. Just because I can, mappable.
Spyro the Dragon.
Mappable back buttons. It's a very easy to work with controller. It fits your hand. So here's one. For anybody that doesn't know, here's fucking 2. All right, this is OG controller status. All right, what you do is you grab here, and the D-pad, you gotta fully change how you sit your fucking hand. And in 007, fucking moving left and right instead of having like a second controller to kind of move, or a second analog.
Yeah.
Fucking trigger. You got to hit a fucking goddamn R button or a Z. Actually, no. You got to hit a Z button to aim while you're moving with these up and down. Like, it is overly fucking complicated for no reason. And no, you can't play like this. If you play like this, you've got some weird fingers, bud.
Well, I mean, like maybe fucking people with like banana hands could do that shit.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, I got fucking bear paws. My fucking pinky has finally hit a size goddamn 13. That's why I can't wear any of my fucking rings anymore. But no. Fucking.
Dude, do you remember Diddy Kong Racing?
Yes.
Dude, like, I swear up and down, fucking that game was so much better than Mario Kart. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
See, here's the problem. There was no follow through.
There wasn't, but
None.
Nintendo 64 between those two games.
Dude, I've been prowling as if I was next to a school. I've been prowling the fucking game exchanges. And here's my thing. Here's my advice to anybody that's watching this. If you're wanting to get into vintage games, go to Game Exchange, excluding the NCAA titles. It's very few games. They cannot sell for collector price. They sell for retail price. And sometimes on the older school stuff, they can bump that price up and say it's because of inflation. If you look for NCAA 2014, you're paying $150 for it there. But do you know what I got GoldenEye for?
Fucking less than 20.
$19.99.
Nice.
And then they added tax. And you know what else I got? I got goddamn Super Smash Brothers. I got goddamn Jet Force Gemini, which is a phenomenal game. I still haven't beat it, but I've got to get into it. I am waiting to get into it to when I can finally stream again. But 100% fucking ecstatic about owning an N64.
And you know what? The other thing too is like they got a lot of shit right there too. Now I would say that technically speaking, the games, the Smash Brothers games after that were, technically better. However, I don't know if they're as fun as the Nintendo 64 one was. And then I would say the GameCube one was a close second.
I will say GameCube 100% is a close second because it has two things that I love about it. One, instead of like the delay in the N64 playing with an N64, that delay, that physical actual delay and the fighting and the combinations and stuff, you got to account for it. So it makes it hard.
Yeah.
Now, they made the GameCube version, in my opinion, harder, but they improved the graphics and they improved so many other features and there was less of a delay. I would say 1 and 2 would be N64 and GameCube.
Now, do you know what the GameCube had that the Nintendo 64 did not have?
Access to the internet?
Time Splitters 2.
Oh, fuck your Time Splitters 2. Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Oh god, that was such a great game series. Like that's so like I am one of the kind of people like I like my campaign. I like to play my video game alone. Fuck off, But Time Splitters is one of the few where it's like I never touched the campaign. I don't know what that fucking game's about, but the multiplayer just fucking rocked.
Dude, first to fuck off, I have to say this 100%. Time Splitters campaign, play Time Splitters Future Perfect. Do you have a GameCube now?
No.
Oh, you know, I do. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've actually been on the search for Future Perfect. And it's been a hard search because I can pay that online price, which is going to be garbage, or I'm going to try to find me one in a game exchange, which will probably be game exchange because I refuse to pay collector's price because it's hard. You can find a million of them for the Xbox. And yes, some people forget the GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, and Dreamcast were all competing for the top spot. And the GameCube technically at one point was winning because it released before the Xbox, but it was still better than the Xbox when it first released.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is like the GameCube also was fucking 4-player, which the Xbox was too, but the PlayStation wasn't. So for party games, those two were ahead of the other one.
I will say I do think the GameCube definitely beat the Xbox because there's a few games like Super Smash Brothers always going to be the party game because the matches are quick. You can set your timers. Everything's like easy. Xbox beat it when Halo came out. Yeah. Honestly, Halo is the reason why the Xbox beat the GameCube. I'll 100% say that.
Yeah, no. If Halo didn't exist, there would be no fucking comparison. I don't know if Xbox would have stayed around.
No, it would have. Microsoft. By the time they made the 360, which that was going to happen regardless, by the time they made the 360, Microsoft was way too big. They would have continued that, and I don't think it would be what it is today. But I think it'd still be around 100%.
Oh, fucking Nate's over here saying PS2 had SOCOM Navy SEALs. Did you ever play that fucking game?
Oh shit! Sorry, I was on private chat. No, but who the fuck remembers the Medal of Honor games?
It was very similar to that, except for like you were fucking like modern day Navy SEALs doing shit.
See, I did honestly. I have not been reading any of these.
Oh no, it's what else.
Perfect Dark. Oh my god, that's a blast from the past. I haven't been able to find an N64 Perfect Dark yet. Actually, no, I did, but it was trash. It was
Perfect Dark also need the fucking extra memory fucking block thing.
Yeah, but I didn't. I'm not buying an N64 cartridge unless it looks good. Because at this point, what I got going on now is I've got what is considered a full-on collection, and I think it's nice, and it is so great. Let's see. Seals had AI teammates.
Yeah, that was a good game. I
didn't play that one.
Another one in the same vein though. I don't know if it went to Xbox. I think it did, but fucking speaking of AI teammates, back with the Medal of Honor thing, there was a game called Brothers in Arms, and and it was a fucked up game because like you had like a 4-man squad and you could tell 2 guys go do whatever the fuck else, and the AI in the game was like stupid fucking smart, and if you didn't like attack them the right way, they would like pin you down and like outflank you, and it wasn't just like, hey, here's a bunch of dudes. It's like these guys are shooting at you here, and these guys are over here shooting at you, and then you get like a third element coming this way, and it's like, oh fuck, so I'm dead. And you had to like put these guys in the ridge so you know they don't come this way. It was almost like playing like a shooting game and something like Command and Conquer at the same time.
Dude, I could honestly get behind something like that.
Yeah.
Another game, it was on a Nintendo Wii. And I will say, so far ahead of its time, it's ridiculous. But do you know what Red Steel is?
No.
Okay, let me explain this to you. First of all, you're part of the Yakuza. Someone's saying you wrong. So now you're fucking fighting against the Yakuza. So you got the Wii little things, right? You can either use the controller, which is super hard to master, and somehow I mastered it back in the day. Trust me, I tried playing it later on, fucking nearly impossible. I was like, oh, modern controllers? All right, let's go back to the GameCube controller on the Wii for a game that is supposed to use motion sensor. Fuck, what am I doing? But all right, so you can use the fucking little pointer and the other little nunchuck, and you're going through there, and it is basically like Black Ops if you play the multiplayer version. And the storyline is you're basically this fucking gun guy, whatever. But because you're in Japan and it's the Yakuza, all of a sudden, every boss fight, I guess you'd call it, the dude challenged you to a sword fight. They keep like, so every boss in the Yakuza apparently has a sword. So you go in the Wii from having fucking gun with the whatever thing to a sword, and then you have your fucking thing. So you're like blocking, hitting, slashing. I swear to God, if you made this today with the Nintendo Switch or with any VR, it would be a dominating, amazing game. And it is ridiculously good.
So, with that game, I'm imagining the way you held the Wii controller dictated where your sword went.
Yes, and it was.
They did that in Skyward Sword, and it was a fucking pain in the ass because the final boss, the way you killed him was after you beat him down, you had to stick your sword into the crown of his fucking head straight down. Now, the character didn't have to put it straight down. You, with your fucking Wii controller, had to have that thing parallel to the fucking deck, which I don't know if you've ever held a Wii controller, is nearly impossible. There was like, it's like, all right, so I'm going to beat this guy 50 times almost, except for where I'm trying to stab him in the head, I get like half of a fucking millimeter off. Or my dog sneezes in the other fucking room and changes the fucking like air pressure in my fucking house.
Yes. But I'm letting you know right now, Red Steel, you can look it up. It is a phenomenal. It was a phenomenal game. Honestly, you could release it now on any VR setup, and it would be a dominating game. It would beat out the five. You know what? I think it'd beat out Five Nights at Freddy because there were some jump scares in it where you're like dealing with a Yakuza and some fucking psychos would come out of the vents after your ass.
Nice.
It was basically, they treated the Yakuza as what they were in the fucking 2000s. They were kind of technically still a myth, although they were still around. The Yakuza obviously is not near as powerful as it used to be, but they treated them as the psychopaths, like basically what you would think MS-13 was, but in Japan, where there was the psychopaths that somehow lived by some weird fucking code.
One game I would like to play in fucking VR would be Alien Isolation. That would not be a fucking good time, but like at the same time enjoyable because you're signing up for not a good time.
What is I don't know what that is.
So you saw the Alien movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this space and something the fuck happens, and I think you're Ripley's daughter or niece or some shit, and you're going to this space station to answer a fucking distress call, but when you get there, like half of everybody's dead, and there's a alien that hunts you the rest of the game. But the AI in the alien has a learning fucking computer in it, so the way you hide from it, if you keep hiding the same way or attacking it the same way, it'll learn what you're doing. So it's like if I keep hiding in lockers, it's going to start searching the lockers. If I start hiding under tables, it'll just start fucking stabbing under tables. Like you have to constantly adapt to do this shit. And then like, it's one of those games where it's like, dude, you're going to die, but they present it in such a certain way to where it's very unsettling each fucking time because they have so many ways in which this thing just fucking comes after you.
So I don't know if they're using the same engine for this game, but it's already released on like I think the PlayStation and Xbox, and I think it released on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. But the VR is coming out. It is the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, really?
For VR.
Really?
But if you start hearing stuff over here in these woods and you don't want to listen to the group, and you say we're going to go over here, all of a sudden it adapts to where you're going because you can die in those woods in different ways because only 2 people made it to the house out of I think 5, and those 2 people, one of them was in a corner and the other one got killed, and obviously the other one in the corner was dead after that. I'd never watched Blair Witch 2. I was like, there's no real sequel. I think we already
saw Blair Witch right when it came out, so it's one of those movies where, like, I can tell you that I saw it, but don't ask me to remember anything.
But if you're looking over here, say you're like, you know what, I'm going to brave into the noises.
Yeah.
Or into the woods, into the noises, whatever. I'll do it. It's going to fuck you up because it's going to pull some shit you didn't think it would happen. But if you run away from the noises and try to live, it's going to pull some shit. You die regardless. There's no way to make it out of Blair Witch alive, ever.
So,
but, it thinks alongside you, and I love that.
So, speaking of this found footage movies, like, you know how there's like this whole other genre of that shit? I didn't like any of the fucking Paranormal Activity movies, but for some reason I saw them all anyway because why the fuck wouldn't I? But
I have a question then. What do you think the Paranormal Activities movies are? Like, if you give them a genre.
Found footage horror movies.
All right, you're thinking of this. You're thinking of the wrong genres. Think comedy, then rewatch them.
All right, but anyway, fucking one of them almost had the potential to have a great ending because it was like 4 or 5, and the whole thing was this kid got possessed and then he died like right at the beginning of the movie, and his friends trying to figure out what it is. And at the end of the movie, they figure out that it's a demon that's being controlled by this coven of witches. So they go to the dead kid from the beginnings. I'm sorry, the kid that's possessed now. They go to his cousin, who's like the local MS-13 leader. So they roll up on this rich guy with shotguns and machine guns, and it's like this is so great. And the movie just says "fuck you" and kills him. It's like, dude, you could have just had them like kick into a fucking room, black mask going on, shotgun.
Dude, technically, if you rewatch it, they don't tell you whether the MS-13s killed them all or not, because the kid goes through the fucking door that leads him at the original movie's house.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene in that movie is that possessed bitch runs it, that MS-13 guy, dude with the fucking shorty shot, whoa! And it is full Hollywood sends her bitch ass back. Yeah. That's how you deal with, dude. All right, first of all, MS-13 took a page out of Supernatural. How do you deal with fucking demons and anything else? Guns. All the time, guns. Oh, guess what? Fucking buckshot.
Well, see, here's the thing about that too, though. And hear me out on this, right? So MS-13, that's almost exclusively Latinos, right? Latinos are, for the most part, super fucking Catholic. Are you gonna tell me that they don't bless their fucking weapons?
All right. So hanging out and drinking with MS-13 in LA on leave because I was drunk at a bar and wound up there. I've got weird stories about that. I used to fucking drink everywhere from San Bernardino to the fucking goddamn Orange County. Just like I would just go down there in my '93 Corvette and just park at a bar and start drinking and make friends.
Yeah,
dude, I met fucking Hobo Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, I met him at a fucking house party. He's weird as fuck, dude. Super fucking, like, that's not an act. He's a fucking weird guy, but super fun to meet because he's an experience to meet.
Okay.
If you can understand that. But no, I wound up at a house party with MS-13 where I had I would call him a low-level shot caller. So maybe like a lieutenant-ish.
Okay.
He's like, I'm at this house party with them after the bar because fuck it, I'm in California. Why not? Because I was also a like fucking young and dumb at the time, and I thought I would live
This would be
forever.
fun.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's fucking drink, motherfuckers. And they thought I was hilarious. And then they were like, you should marry my fucking cousin, Holmes. And I'm like, and I had to use the excuse. I was like, I just got through a divorce. I wouldn't treat your cousin the way she should be treated. Because she was sitting right there, too. And he's like, you should marry her so she gets a green card. And I was like, dude, I'm fucked up right now. Like, I've got problems. And I don't think it's right that I would bring my problems. And he's like, I respect a man like you. And I'm like, good, because fuck, this is awkward. And no, I've met MS-13. No. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, so if they roll up and start blasting fucking demons with, or witches, whatever the fuck it is, with ammunition that they had their fucking priests make a holy fucking weapon, that should work. At least in theory, right?
Because in their minds, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, MS-13, dude, I don't give a fuck what Cletus you've met. MS-13 racist as shit against black people and fucking Asians. And in their mind, Asians and black people didn't believe in fucking Jesus and fucking goddamn anything else. Like, they straight up believed that God was on their side. Dude, above where some of their fucking guns was a goddamn cross, because that's where you put your guns.
Dude, that's some holy warrior shit. Like,
yeah, they were
about what the other stuff they do. That's some holy warrior shit.
That was the Crusaders of the pot and goddamn opium game. What's up? Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, I gave them all fake fucking numbers. I fucking dipped out of there the next morning. I was fucking gone. I have not seen any of them since. I'm like, dude, I don't think I partied in that area of LA since. And for good goddamn reason. But no, they do. And I'm 100% sure that in that movie, it would be completely accurate that they were fucking busting off Jesus double-aught bucks. The dude with the two fucking Uzis running up like, and the dude with the shot. Dude, 100%.
Like straight up, the power of Christ impales you.
100%. Honestly, the absolute best paranormal movie, because of that I would say 5 to 10 minute scene where they're storming the fucking gates to get the fucking homie back.
Yeah.
Loved it.
God, that was fucking great. Okay, so speaking of going in and shooting shit, I have a radical fucking idea for you.
So,
and I have proof to fuck this, but I have fucking explanation to back this up. You know, there's a stereotype that stormtroopers are just shitty shots that can't hit anything.
Sure, yeah.
They're not at the fuck all. Think about it. First time you're introduced to stormtroopers, right? First fucking movie. They capture that rebel ship. They cut a hole in the door that's just big enough to fucking get a person through. Like, so your choke point is like 2 foot by 4 foot. And then they pour in, kill all the fucking rebels and take minimum fucking casualties. Like, frontline shock troop, like, what the fuck just happened, right? Yeah. At the end of Star Wars, fucking when they're on the Death Star and the Millennium Falcon's trying to get away, they're like, oh, why are all these stormtroopers shooting at them? And they're not hitting anything. It's like, well, wait a minute. They put a tracking device on the Millennium Falcon so that they know where the rebel base is. They were under orders to let them get away. So why would they fucking kill everybody? They would shoot at them to make a show, but they wouldn't fucking actually shoot anybody. Fucking Empire Strikes Back, right? Fucking, they find where the rebel base is. They show up. They destroy everything. The people that don't die are like, what the fuck? Get lost. And then at the end of fucking Empire Strikes Back, again, there's there's not a tracking device on the fucking Millennium Falcon this time that we know of, but we do know that Vader wanted the Millennium Falcon to get off of Cloud City, which is why they turned the fucking hyperdrive off, right? So it's like, hey, they're shooting at them. Why aren't they hitting anybody? So they can get back up into Imperial jurisdiction and fucking take the bitch.
So also, here's another thing. There's a difference between stormtroopers and clones. Clones were fighting for the Empire. Clones' armor was basically there to resist. It's like Kevlar. It basically, if there's a big explosion, they're fine. But if they took a blast, they're fucked. The thing was, clones were trained basically like police officers. Couple weeks, they're thrown into battle.
Yeah,
they have they're like police officers in National Guard, basically useless, and they think they're hot shit. Now, stormtroopers, they were meant to actually fight. So there was a huge difference in those people.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh, they can't, stormtroopers can't shoot. No, clones can't shoot because they weren't trained. They were trained, hey, do this, be here when we say, and that's all you got to fucking do. And then they found themselves in a battle. They said, I'll be able to shoot this gun that doesn't have sights. And then they die.
Yeah.
Some Jedi goes, whop, whop, and whops their goddamn bullet back at them. Do you know how terrifying that would be if someone could just whop your bullet back at you without actually shooting a gun?
Well, yeah, no, they're fucking space wizards. Like, I don't want to fight a regular wizard, let alone a fucking space wizard. But also, Battle of Endor, right? Everybody's like, oh, well, all the stormtroopers, fucking, once again, were either missing the main characters or getting slaughtered. But they killed the fuck out of a lot of Ewoks. They just happen to be hopelessly outnumbered. And B, if you pay attention earlier in the movie, Vader tells the stormtroopers, bring them to me. And I don't know if you've seen anybody else that failed Vader. They get schwacked. So it's like, all right, we capture these guys alive or not at all, because if we don't capture them or we bring them back dead, Vader's going to snap our fucking necks.
And also, you can't escape Vader if you're in close proximity because he has killed someone on a ship next to him.
Yeah.
So
the screen. Bet you didn't think I could do that, did you?
Yeah, right. We're like, oh, whoa, what is he gonna do? Board the ship? Oh, fuck, dead, fucking done.
Yeah,
because I can just say, I don't like the new movies because they took they did what anime does, and I feel like you can only do anime in anime unless you're prepared to write the fucking 60 goddamn hour episodes. But you can't take a fucking antagonist or protagonist and have them meet the ultimate extent of what is power just to have in the next episode someone beat them in that power.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Vader, the ultimate goddamn Sith Lord. Goddamn Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Stopping fucking laser bullets. First the fuck off. I gotta ask.
That was cool. I hate those movies. That was cool.
It's cool, but the question is, he stopped light. He stopped light and energy in place. Where the fuck is the extent of this man's power? Besides the fact that if you watch the videos of him running in to save Rey with "I Need a Hero" playing, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Came like 6 times. Don't care.
Dude, I saw the fucking Rogue One thing where they fucking splice it to that Queen song, fucking "Don't Stop Me Now."
Also, first of all, goddamn, what is his name? Fuck, he's a Marine too. This is weird. We're also talking about a Marine actor. Adam Driver. That fucker. Have you seen him in his other movies?
No.
There's one with him and Daniel Radcliffe. And he's like, I just had sex and I'm about to eat nachos. And he's fucking excited. And he plays Adam Driver's friend and roommate. Daniel Radcliffe apparently had a horrible breakup and isn't okay anymore. And he's like, and then Daniel Radcliffe is like, yeah, but you're with this girl and you're fucking nuts. He goes, yeah, we're nuts, but we're doing something. And that's the whole story thing of the movie is like, yeah, you can fuck up all you want, but if you're just not doing anything, you're losing. If you're doing something and fucking up, you're at least doing something. And I love that message. But Adam Driver has so many scenes, like he's like yelling at his girlfriend. He goes, yeah, but you're a fucking whore. And it's like, and I swear to God, I'm like, I feel like he yelled that at his first engagement when he was like 18 and in the Marine Corps. I could feel it. I felt that angsty Marine youngst coming out. I'm like, yeah, that's him. That's definitely
he's
him.
Just cosplaying himself a few years younger.
Yeah, dude, he really does. Also, he's not. Have you seen pictures of him on set? Him just not giving a fuck and acting really stupid. Like, First of all, he took a selfie with every weapon in Star Wars. Yeah, first of all, as would I. But all of it, like, all right, I gotta ask. They might be lost to time, but you took selfies with weapons in the Marines, didn't you?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
I've got a lot of photos in this fucking PC right here and in the flash drive that's sitting right there that no one will ever fucking see of me with guns when I was a young Marine. I was like, oh, I felt so cool. Adam Driver did the same things on the set of Star Wars
Yeah.
and the same thing on the set of every fucking movie he's ever been in that has a gun. And also, apparently, he fangirled in the TV show that he's with Bill Murray. But let's be real, I would do that too.
I mean, yeah, but I haven't heard of the show.
Essentially, he's the deputy. Bill Murray's the sheriff, and zombies hit a town. Hold on, where's my phone at? I'm gonna find it for you. Adam Driver's Zombies. I bet you I'll find it.
Now, see, like you described that much of it, and I kind of wanted it to be like the Andy Griffith show, but Bill Murray's Andy Griffith and Adam Driver's Barney Fife, and there just happens to be fucking zombies in it.
Is this a movie or TV show? Oh, it's a movie. The Dead Don't Die, with Bill Murray and Adam Driver co-starring as the sheriff and deputy of a town that gets attacked by zombies.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a TV show. I haven't watched it yet. Dude, I feel so stupid. It came out in 2019. It's also rated R. I feel like there's some tits in there somewhere.
Speaking of tits, fucking because I don't know how to fucking use Instagram on the PC. I couldn't figure out how to just like actually message you on it, so I had to like go to your profile first and then send it in, like your third pictures of Gabby Hanna. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Please get famous so that you could like interfere with her relationship and introduce me. My God.
I'm actively trying to do that, man.
What do you think I'm trying to do, dude? I'm trying to get you famous on TikTok right now.
Now, listen, I'm not very good at it yet, but once I figure out how to get this ball rolling, fucking, it'll be like the Super Bowl.
Let me explain to you something about TikTok that I found out. I have a lot of videos early on that did get more followers. I don't know if you creeped my profile at all, but there's a couple videos that if they hit more than 10,000, they will go to like 20 to 30,000. But if they hit 100,000, they'll show more. Basically, the more reactions you get, the more views you get.
Right.
Also, you can't say, "Hey, fucking comment and whatever and like for more of this," unless you're already famous. That'll ruin you completely.
Yeah.
Secondly, you can't have fucking guns in the background, or else they will flag your video and you won't.
Yeah. I've probably had 15 videos already taken down for random shit. Mostly the gator. Like there'll be a lot more of the alligator in there, but he's got a foul mouth, and China doesn't like that.
Yeah, no, it happens. By the way, TikTok USA is managed by TikTok USA, not China.
Whatever, dude. Fucking whoever's in charge doesn't like the fucking alligator.
There's certain things that I found that'll fucking help out. But the big thing is, you're gonna come to a point where keep posting, no matter what. You're gonna come to a point where they find a video that just blows up. Like I have videos at the beginning of my fucking TikTok stuff that got super 1,000 views because one video got a couple 100,000 views. And I think I had 1 million on two videos, and I'm at 30,000. I recently lost views because of I made a video. I don't know if you saw it. It's the one where I'm talking about Republicans. I'm not a Republican because I'm not racist. I'm not a Democrat because I'm not a fucking wimp. I'm not a fucking libertarian because I'm not secretly fucking racist. And I'm not PETA because I love to hunt. And basically, I'm not anything except an alcoholic. That made dude, I lost like 200 followers because of that.
Really?
Yeah. But here's the thing. I started getting comments on it, and I started gaining followers later.
Nice.
The only ones you should delete are the ones that you could convictively say TikTok is fucking shadow banning, because there's no point in keeping those up because no one will ever see them.
Yeah.
Wait till you're famous and then keep that video and then re-release it when you're famous. And for some reason, a bad video when you're not famous is bad. A bad video when you are famous is good. But already you're doing better than I did when I started, dude. It took me like 4 months, and then I had one video that went nuts, and it was my vet bod video, which I re-released and did not do near as well. And I did find out on TikTok, there's a solid 2 months where people were trying to copy or basically fraud my fucking video where they would use my sound but not tag me in it, which pissed me off, or they would say it themselves. Where basically, I just went in the video as I was like, I've got a vet bod, which is essentially a dad bod, but I've got the tattoos, I've got the chest, and I've been to combat, but I never turned down beer and tacos, and I slapped my belly. And people were like, they were like, oh, I've got a vet bod, which is like a dad bod, but I never turned down hamburgers and whiskey. And I'm like, come on, bud. Like,
at least do it better. Well, try to do it better. Like, improve,
dude.
I'm not mad if you improve it.
For 2 months, my inbox was filled with little fucking shit weasel, and you know what? All of them were Army.
I can imagine.
All of them were Army guys that were like, original idea. Follow me, kids, and love me.
There's one dude I found. Like I don't follow too many veterans on TikTok because I don't want to get boxed in that community, kind of like I did on Instagram.
You did get boxed in on that on Instagram.
Yeah. But there's one dude I follow on there, and his shit is even funny. He's like a helicopter mechanic, and he just bitches about fucking like working on a fucking helicopter.
Wait, I think I know who you're talking about. You didn't send me the video, but he's the guy. He's like, he goes, he does a little back and forth as if he's the different people. I love when people do that. I can't do that. It's actually the 180 rule in film, and it's super hard to master by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you got to work with the right lighting. But he's like, you go, oh, you work with helicopters? Work with helicopters? I work on helicopters. Do you know how often a helicopter goes down? Statistically, I shouldn't be alive. Blah, blah, blah. So you hate your job? I love my job. I got to work with helicopters. And I fucking love him.
Yeah, that he's kind of got like he looks like an ugly version of the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a pretty good. Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, he's like the only one I felt. Although was Neil deGrasse Tyson is on there, and so is Gordon Ramsay, and it's just them like yelling at people, and it's like, dude, this is beautiful. It's like little fucking 15 seconds of Gordon Ramsay fuck yous.
Yes, but there is one thing about him that gets me. Gordon Ramsay, when he's not on a fucking chef show screaming at a kid that doesn't know how to make stuff, or telling a small child that they're perfect no matter what, or going into someone's kitchen and saying that they're fucked up, he calls people big boy a little bit more than I feel like is socially accepted. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he's English. They get rules.
I don't give a fuck. I'm American. I don't give a fuck about their vocabulary rules.
And I don't have to care because I'm a goddamn American. We
goddamn right. First of all, I'm Native American. I really don't give a shit. Secondly, they overuse the letter U way too much. Color does not need a U. But my thing about him, 100%, the whole thing with Big Boy, it's not a homophobic thing. I think he does it to a point where it's creepy. Okay, big boy, let's see what you got, big boy. Any man that is above the weight class of 165, he refers to as big boy. That man's got a big fetish, and he's not accepting it openly, but he keeps making the statements where then it makes it creepy. Either own your fucking vices or don't, man.
Well, one of the other things I do like about his TikTok is it's almost exclusively duets. And everybody he duets with, like that other person fucking gets a big following just because Gordon Ramsay fucking yelled at him. So it's like, even if it's like this guy's a fucking idiot, but here's a shout out, you fucking donkey.
In the last 2 days on Vine,
I miss Vine.
At the time, I did not know the last 2 days. I got a Gordon Ramsay video. And it is the reason why I went from like having a couple hundred, and then I had a couple thousand, and then Gordon Ramsay hit it. And then next thing you know, I was like, oh my God, I'm jumping up. And I was like, this is it. You know, I'm leaving the Marine Corps. I'm about to be fucking YouTube famous. And then Vine sold out because I wasn't paying attention to anything. I didn't give a fuck about the message from Vine. I just assumed it was telling me it was another reason I can't say something on the app. But I had made a video on Vine, which he was on Vine briefly too. He was on the end of Vine, which I think is why he's been on the beginning of TikTok, because he saw that outlet was super lucrative, and it keeps him very relevant. But my thing is I made a TikTok about the Chow Hall food in 29 Palms. I'm not talking about the poke side or the poke side. I'm talking about the grunt side Chow Hall. And he made a video fucking questioning whether it was like, I think he said, are you a Marine or are you a POW? I was like, oh, fuck, that's good. Because you realize, like, there was a drastic difference in the quality of food depending on how far you went across that base.
Yep. One of the other things I didn't understand about that, though, was I think there's like 3 chow halls there now. Like, that main side of the base is like half a mile by half a mile. Like, I don't understand why there's that many fucking chow halls when there's A, the area is that small, and B, there's not really that many fucking people in 29 Palms.
So I found out the main reason is one, the grunt barracks got that chow hall because of the density of the infantry right there. Then you had the poke side barracks, so 2 chow halls were permitted.
Well, I guess that's
they added the third one. The third one was added because they had another barrack. They started improving and adding another fucking unit.
Yeah.
And then they had the temp barracks, which is the reason why they got the best chow hall, because that temp barracks was allowed for incoming units and foreign embassies, basically anybody that wasn't used to us. So they put them next to the chow hall that didn't serve shit on a plate. Serve fucking bland rice, dried chicken, and goddamn some weird concoction of fucking boiled something.
Dude, you know what? Okay, so I absolutely fucking love being a Marine, and I wouldn't re-enlist, but if I was like reincarnated, I would fucking join again, like fucking hands down. Like,
yep.
Yeah, fucking Semper Fi, motherfucker. However, there's a lot of shit I fucking hated about it. But do you know what fucking pissed me off more than absolutely anything the fuck else ever? Was when some fucking officer, some fucking 23-year-old college boy dipshit who hasn't spent a day in the barracks said the line, and I guarantee you've heard this, why are you doing that when you've got all this great food at the chow hall?
Dude, yes. First the fuck off, sir.
Like, bitch?
Because I get 3 minutes to go to the chow hall when the line is 40 minutes long. And I get told, you got an hour for chow every day. But in that hour, you need to do this, and go get your food. And if I break that, I get fucking 6105. If I argue with that, everyone in the unit hates me. If I argue with what is expected, I get called a bitch and a shitbag, and I get told I'm garbage. Sir, how about you fucking lift your goddamn panties up and fucking wear a thong like the rest of us men and fucking deal with this garbage and get fucked like a real prostitute of the fucking U.S. government.
Dude, and then after that, the food is fucking terrible.
Yeah. On top of all of that, if I wanted good food because you got to drive to the other side of base, because you didn't have to fill sandbags, you didn't have to count fucking anything, you got that fucking extra goddamn 30 minutes, 2 hours, 6 hours, what the fuck ever, where you either went to the officers club or you went over to fucking other chow hall and ate and yelled at some fucking goddamn comm student because you want to feel better about yourself. Dude, yeah. No. So glad.
No, here's the macaroni and fuck it. Like, so I got to the point where like my thing was
stop.
I would eat at the fucking chow hall during the week.
How do they always fuck up macaroni?
I don't know.
It's simple. Boiled noodles. Put pre-made cheese in noodles that is no longer in water.
I think they mix. I think they forget the part where it's like, okay, so you have to mix this powder with the water to make the cheese.
Oh wait, no, dude, I use Velveeta. Come on,
no. I meant at the chow hall.
Cheese glob. Put the cheese glob or the powder in it.
No. You will not convince me that Sodexo has the cheese glob. They got the powder, and then like the fucking like maybe vinegar.
Actually, no. The fucking poke chow hall had the goddamn glob. Our chow hall had a third of the powder.
Yeah, no, like, so in 29 Palms, I think I ate at any chow hall 3 times because A, I was a sergeant and I could afford not to. And why the fuck would I'll pay the extra money to go grocery shopping? I don't give a shit because I'm an adult and I'm gonna pretend like I am for a minute. But like when I was in Quantico, and then the last half of the time when I was in Pendleton when I wasn't deployed, my regiment was I'll eat at the chow hall during the week for my wallet, and I'll eat every meal out on the weekends for my fucking mental health.
All right. Well, I want you to explain to the people the difference, the full difference in certain bases chow hall. I'm gonna piss and grab another beer.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come back with my come to Jesus story of why 29 Palms sucked in chow halls.
All right. Well, I mean, it really is fucking where you're at. Like, there are some places that have okay chow halls. There are some places that are just fucking like literally worse than prison. Fucking, if you're listening to this later, if you're a fan of the podcast, me and Johnny Smith, 2 podcasts back, had a full-on conversation about how chow hall food and prison food are like the same thing. And there would be like outliers. Like there was one chow hall in Pendleton that absolutely was fucking garbage. However, they had really good fucking breakfast burritos because they did not give a fuck about fucking distributing fucking goddamn chorizo, and they would give it to you like a fucking bukkake. But the rest of their food sucked. There was another chow hall that was at an Air Wing that all their food was a little bit better than mediocre, but they had a fucking amazing fucking sandwich line. There's other places that were just dog shit all around, like the chow hall in Camp Hansen in fucking Okinawa. Like, that was straight up like dog shit that got repurposed into fucking hamster food. Like, they would give you rice that wasn't fucking cooked. It was that fucking fucked up. Yeah. Fucking Nate saying they didn't have a chow hall in Hawaii, and that was a culture shock when I got to Cali. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the fuck that's about because I haven't been stationed in Hawaii, but yeah, fucking. Bleh. Anyway, fucking, hey, I'm gonna pull at you right now. You talk. I'll be back in a second.
All right. So let me explain to you the beauty of the omelet at a chow hall. I swear to fuck all Jesus, and I've never had this confirmed by any cook in the Marines. Sorry, I'm looking for a lighter. But I swear that every cook in the Marines spends whatever. If there was 6 months of training, it was spent with 4.5 months. Or if it was 6 weeks of training for a cook, because I guarantee you they did not get trained that long. There was 4.5 weeks of goddamn omelet making goddamn training. And then a week and a half on how to boil food the wrong way. And my thing is because you can go to any fucking goddamn chow hall in the Marines, and for some reason, all of them knew how to fucking make an omelet. And I'm not talking about, I can make an omelet in my skillet in my house because, whatever. I'm talking about making an omelet that should be in a 5-star restaurant omelet. I'm very upset that they knew how to make an omelet so good.
Yeah, I have no idea how the fuck that was too.
And the only fresh veggies in a chow hall.
Yeah, no, what the fuck was that? Like, there'd be a fucking lettuce bar or like a salad bar where like the greenest thing there was like a medium shade of
the ham.
Like, yeah, the greatest thing there would be the fucking ham. But the shit they put in the omelet was like, dude, is the pig still alive out back? Like, did you just now get that shit?
Dude, it's fucking baffled me for years on how they've made omelets that well. Like, it has to be. There's the only explanation is because I can cook. When it comes to cooking, motherfucker, I can cook. I just bought 2 shirts that were ramen shirts today just because I was at a different GameStop than mine. Mainly because I make ramen phenomenally. You will not meet too many American. First of all, I guarantee you I'm the best ramen maker that's Native American. Secondly, I'll guarantee you I can make you the best Japanese or Korean ramen. I'm still working on my pho recipe though. It is not as easy as what I thought it was going to be when I started. But I guarantee you I can make you traditional style ramen. And my ass has got a goddamn noodle press and cutter in the mail waiting on Amazon because it's the holiday season. I fucked up and should have ordered it sooner. I'm just assuming it's gonna get here in January.
The thing about ramen though is like fucking like so. There's like a lot of Asians in California, and as a consequence of that, you have a lot of really good Asian food in California. However, I have not had good fucking ramen outside of fucking Asia. I've had it in several countries in Asia. Fucking even in California, it's okay.
Two spots. There's a traditional ramen shop in Vegas that is owned by some mom and pop thing. It is a sit down on the street corner style ramen place. You've probably been there. I don't know. You might have been there drunk. I don't know. And there's one place in LA that I fucking absolutely fell in love, and I decided I wanted to learn how to make traditional ramen because of these two places in my life. And I do have to say I'm getting better at it. The main key ingredient is I make bone broth beforehand. And if you don't use bone broth, it doesn't turn out right. It never turns out. And here's the thing is I see people like, oh, I'm making traditional ramen. And they'll make it in a video or something. And I'm like, it's not using bone broth. And they're like, but they're Asian. I'm like, it's great. How the fuck do they cook something in like 30 minutes, but I have to use fucking 6 hours because I got to make bone broth? And I'm like, I don't know what magic they're using, what fucking samurai magic they're using. What the fuck? Is that how you fix it now? Yeah, dude, I've got to go.
Dude, no, like I've Googled this shit. Like I'm on a Mac, so like fucking I don't have like internal access for this. Like I have to fucking download a third-party app to fucking fix that, and I'm not doing that.
It's your problem. Stop using Mac.
Yeah, but like my Mac is 90% used on fucking like Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere. So like, yeah, I gotta fucking. I'm not gonna buy a separate computer just to fucking live stream off of.
That's fair. I have a big distaste for Apple. One, their products. Two, how they treat their fucking the people the developers that make apps and games. You on it, and you know what? I'm trying to get you into Fortnite, and main reason I now have a Master Chief I can now use Master Chief in Fortnite.
Nice.
And I love it because it actually looks good. And his little glider is huge. It's the Master Chief ship. And as you turn and angle your glider, the jets move. And they put a lot of effort into it.
So fucking speaking of Master Chief, fucking you ever have like a real I'm a dumbass moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I've been playing Halo since like it came out, right? And I want to say I was a fucking senior Lance Corporal. I spent like 4 years as a Lance Corporal, right? So I'm a senior Lance Corporal. I walk into a GameStop and they have this big like Master Chief statue for sale, right? And on the side it says Master Chief Petty Officer, blah blah blah, whatever. And it's like, oh, they call him Master Chief because he's a Master Chief in the Navy. How the fuck did I not get that until right the fuck now?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a Master Chief in the Navy. Technically, the people are normally petty officers, but he is the Master Chief, fucking tough guy. The guy that like the Master Sergeant Sniper that for some reason is running all of the missions, and you're like, that's not how snipers work. No. It's the same thing with future stuff. It doesn't work like that.
Dude, no, it's the same thing with fucking everything. Like
Starship Troopers.
Dude, no, I was gonna say fucking Star Trek, right? So the captain of the ship goes down on the fucking like go search and destroy mission. Like
a lieutenant, the fucking captain and the lieutenant do the mission.
like you don't have like a team for this.
Yeah, no. Future military movies also fuck up like modern military movies, except for which is one of my favorite movies. I'm not a Christian, and I'll say that, and without any fucking problem with it. But not Heartbreak, Hacksaw Ridge.
That's not a future movie. That was a World War II movie.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is the one military movie that I think is so well done because they try to be as historically accurate as possible with it.
Yeah,
100% love it. But then you got movies like Heartbreak Ridge, where that gunny didn't fucking.
I don't give a fuck. That was our Top Gun.
Yeah, it was. That was our generation's Top Gun. It's still this day. That was it. You ain't got
to flee off a dog's ass at 200 yards.
Is it? You ain't got to pop. You ain't got to grease the can to pop that puppy. And he comes out from the bunk of the drunk tank. Whoa! It just fucks his world up. Or he fucking
no iron piss napalm.
Dude, I'm sorry, Clint Eastwood, ultimate dude. I get it. John Wayne.
At least get his relationship status right. At least they got his relationship status right. He's still texting his ex.
Divorced. Divorced and hitting up his ex.
Yeah.
Who's dating the
Wait, no, not even divorced and hitting up his ex. Divorced, getting drunk, and then hitting up his ex.
Who she's technically kind of dating someone that he should
he's dating your boss. Yeah, no, fucking.
But still, he chewed dirt with the rest of them. He drew dirt with the fucking colonel of the base.
Actually, speaking of that line, do you know what's really great about that? When they were doing their fucking thing, when he's like, "Hey, I recognize your face," blah blah blah, whatever. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I was in a 2nd Battalion in the 7th back in Nam." He's like, "I was too. We've eaten some dirt together." And most people are like, "Oh, cool, they're in the same unit." But I'm like, they were in 2-7 in Vietnam. All right.
Actually, to this day, all right, I got a fucking story. I don't know if I've told you this. I probably have.
We talk a lot, probably.
Yeah. There's a scrapyard here in Hollywood, Arkansas. And the guy that owns the scrapyard was in 1-7 in Vietnam. And I learned about it because, traveling cross country, seeing my family, we needed a spare tire. My dad goes, "Hey, no, we'll go to Old Buddy's." And I was like, who the fuck is Old Buddy? Like, I don't remember this person when I was a kid. Then he was like, "No," and the reason why is because he's like Arkansas, Louisiana style. "All right, old buddy, we're gonna go down here. I know there's a Mustang spare tire, old buddy, in the trunk of this one Mustang. Don't worry, old buddy, we'll get it for you." And my dad's like, "Yeah, my son and his guy, they're in 1-7 and or they're Marines." "Oh, I was a Marine in Vietnam, old buddy. I was in 1-7. But shit, sir, we're both in 1-7. I was a Lance Corporal in 1-7. And my idea of a Lance Corporal in 1-7 in Vietnam is the equivalent of like a fucking staff sergeant that went through Fallujah. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. And he goes, "You ever learn about the Marine Corps choke, old buddy?" "Well, we got a couple different chokes, sir. We got a couple different ones. Which one are you talking about?" "You come up behind a sentry, you lock your arm like that, and put your hand in that elbow. You cut like that. Oh, you kill a sentry and no one will ever hear him die, old buddy." And in my mind, I'll go, "This motherfucker's killed people." And I'm like, that is a guy that has murdered people in Vietnam.
Now, see, my favorite thing about meeting people like that and hearing those stories is like, for a fact, and it just doesn't register at first until like you put it together. But there was some point where he was like, "All right, so fire mission."
Fire mission. "Hey, call for fire right now." Dude, there's probably a time where he was just letting a belt fed fucking run itself out. And there was he was
done overhit.
Dude, he was and I try to keep contact with him best I can. I sold him a 94 Grand Prix. He's a scrapyard guy. He gave me like $300, which is really funny because he'd only give like $200 to anybody else but me, but he gave me 300.
Nice.
I've gone to his scrapyard and picked up some old pieces for some vehicles that I've fucking been building on, and I like to chew the fat with him every now and then. But here's the thing: this man let go of violence and got a hold of Jesus, and he's a guy. His salvage yard just closed on Wednesdays and Sundays. Every Wednesday and Sunday, it's closed, and he wears a nice suit. Also, he's a multi-millionaire because he has the only scrapyard for like
in his 10,000 grand in his fucking wastebasket with a fucking 1911 strapped to it.
Well, the thing is, someone did fucking someone did try to rob him, and you don't fucking rob a motherfucker. And here's the thing: is the first time he ever got robbed when he let go of violence, someone got him from behind and fucking knocked his ass out, took his fucking money wad that he had in the fucking bill of his overalls, and then fucking went off with it. Now he carries a fucking gun with him. But the thing is, in the car community in this area, that motherfucker, those people did get caught, and they got the fuck worked on them. They went to prison fucking bleeding.
Nice.
And the thing is because the veteran community and the fucking car community came after those motherfuckers. Now, if you fucking try to rob his ass, you will be staring down a gun, and that is and I think the last person that tried to rob him, there was like 4 shots while they were standing, the rest of them while they were fucking on the ground. You don't fuck with that First of all, that motherfucker was killing bitches before your dad was fucking born.
Yeah.
Not touch him. And secondly, if you got away with it, if you think you could ever get away with hurting this motherfucker, first of all, if I find out, hey, that's a boy from 1-7 in my mind. And that is a motherfucking man you don't fucking touch, period. God, he might let God fucking forgive you. But me and the rest of the car community and the rest of the veteran community, we don't fucking touch that. And actually, me and the store next to me is T-Mobile. There's a fucking Cav scout that works at T-Mobile next to me, and he comes over and chats with me from time to time. He even said, he goes, yeah, if there is anybody that ever gets away with fucking hurting him again, which I doubt there is. That man is aware to everything in his yard. Now, also, his wife is way more terrifying than he will ever be because she scares the shit out of me. She's mean-spirited like a motherfucker.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, you know what? I think, honestly, that a man that has fucking killed kids and shit like that in Vietnam might need a woman to fucking keep him in.
That's probably a fair argument. Like, like life's all about fucking balance. And if that's what you got to do to keep yourself in check, like a lot of people don't like to keep themselves in check, but part of being a well-rounded human being is making sure that you're checked before you get wrecked. I think the great warrior poet Ice Cube actually said that check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? But honestly, I will say he has both the veteran community, which will fucking kill you, and the fucking car community, which will drag you by the back of a fucking truck for miles before you die.
Yeah,
kind of fucking community protecting him, because that's a man, that is a fucking treasure in Arkansas. And I guarantee you that motherfucker knew fucking White Feather back in the day.
Yeah,
White Feather was White Feather was in working with 1-7 a lot, and White Feather was Little Rock, and he was fucking Hollywood, Arkansas, which is really only an hour drive away from him. So I bet you those motherfuckers were friends at one point,
and at the very least knew each other.
Yeah. But also, that's another thing is, if I ever got the chance to record conversations, I would love to record White Feather's family, but I would never push them. I would never.
Yeah, I know that's gonna be like a sensitive thing to fucking ask about too.
Yeah, no,
he died like what, fucking 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah,
no, he died in like the 80s, didn't he?
No,
because like after Vietnam, like he was an instructor. I think it was in Quantico. Truck caught on fire, and like he spent like a good 45 seconds while he was on fire, throwing motherfuckers out of the fucking truck. Nobody else fucking got burned up.
Nah, dude, it was 99.
Yeah. So, fucking 20 years ago. Shit, 21 years ago.
Nope. Fucking heart attack got him.
Yeah.
He probably fucking saved some motherfuckers and stuff back when he was in the Marines, but I do actually, being from Arkansas, I do know who he is. Because he used to have a monument, but war monuments, and even in Arkansas, have steadily become a thing of the past.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird about like people like him though. So like, you know who he is because you're from Arkansas, and then I guess being a Marine would be secondary. But fucking, you'd be surprised who knows who the fuck who is for other fucking reasons. Because like I remember fucking when I was a fucking boot, I was fucking on leave, and I said something to my dad. And I forget what the fuck the conversation was going, but I brought up Chesty Puller, and my dad was in the Air Force in the 80s, and he goes, "Oh, dude, I know all about Chesty Puller." I'm like, "Weren't you in the Air Force?" Like, yeah, that don't matter. Back in my day, everybody knew who the fuck Chesty Puller was. Didn't matter what fucking branch you were in. We're like, oh.
I will say though, Chesty Puller, as much awards as he's given, and some of them were given to himself by himself. How he treated his son makes me hate him as a person.
So my thing about Chesty Puller's awards is his awards are almost exclusively for stuff his men did, not what he did.
Yeah.
So unlike Smedley Butler, who had got so many awards, he sent them to Congress saying, "I don't rate this shit. I'm not wearing it." Only to get a letter 6 months later, "You rate this, wear it, or we'll court martial you." And he's like,
"Well, fine." No,
I'll wear the second Medal of Honor.
Chesty Puller is one of those people that he might have done some great shit, and he might have led amazingly, but strictly and only strictly by how he fucking how he treated his son, who went to Vietnam, and everything that happened. He pushed his son to suicide, and to this day, I don't give a fuck if I'm a Marine. I'm never gonna respect fucking Chesty Puller. And I know that's blasphemy as a Marine, but he pushed his son to suicide because his son was a fucking amputee in fucking Vietnam and couldn't live with his life. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, Chesty Puller didn't have to deal with fucking losing limbs. And he doesn't understand it. And treating his son like a bastard because he wasn't a war hero.
Well, I mean, because like his son lost like both his legs and one of his arms and like half his face, right?
Yeah. And then he pushed his son to fucking suicide because of it. And my thing is like, hey, you know what? There are great men that later in their life turned to shitty men. And you can respect the greatness that they did, but at the end of the day, it'd be like if Washington just went up. Well, you know what? No, I don't want to use Washington. There's a lot of fucking disrespect with Washington as well. I'm native, so I hate all the fucking people in the U.S. Fuck everyone. You know what? I just don't like government, period. But no, I just can't respect someone that even if they did amazing things. They're like Gandhi. Gandhi did so many great things, but he had little boy fucking sex toys. So
yeah.
Do you think Gandhi's a good person, or do you think Gandhi's a shitty person?
Well,
Let's
it's
go
the same
with
thing
that.
with like Mother Teresa. You know, she's like, "Oh, I'm out here helping the poor or whatever," but it's like, yeah, dude. So you're letting people stifle with fucking disease and starve to death so that they can suffer for God, because suffering for God's a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I understand the fucking religion. I just think that you're misinterpreting that. Like, when you suffer for God, you're not literally dying. You're self-imposing that suffering, which is a lot different than, like, I don't know, leprosy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to me now. People like Carlos Hathcock, who didn't want to join the war, but joined the war because he saw a chance to save people. The guy from Hacksaw Ridge. I'm sorry, I'm not Army. I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Fuck off, phone. And then you got people like Mad Dog Mattis. Now, I'm not going to lie. In his older years, as of now, he has made some statements that I don't quite agree with.
Now,
but
see, the thing
in
about
everyone's defense, I will say this. I don't agree 100% with everyone, period. And that's how the world works.
Well, the thing with Mattis, right? And I would equate this to anybody that's been in his positions. His job is to fuck people up and break their shit. Now, if we take him out of a job being a Marine Corps officer where his job, his sole purpose for existing is fucking people's shit up and breaking their shit, and then immediately after that put him into a civilian job that's supposed to influence that stuff, he's still in the mindset of breaking people's shit and fucking their lives up. And it's like, hey, maybe give a little bit of a buffer zone to that so that, like, you're still not in the break people's shit mentality, because, you know, fucking, what is it? The fucking Secretary of State, you know, you're in charge of, you're indirectly in charge of a lot of fucking shit that relates to that. But you don't want somebody who's got a hard-on murder boner for that. Like, you need people that have hard-on murder boners, but you don't necessarily need them to be in positions to influence whether or not we're sending people into a country to do that shit when it may or may not be necessary.
So what I've seen with him, and I agree with you, is he has met that I'm going to fuck shit up and make them fucking cry, and their tears will fucking lube the goddamn way to the point where he has rescinded some comments and he has backed off. And I don't know if it's him or if it's someone else. Now, mind you, a man that has spent his entire life with war is probably sick of war. And that is what is naturally
not him, but
well, he has made the comments of like, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't press. But he was also known as the warrior poet, the diplomat of the battlefield. I did not bring my artillery, but if you fuck with me, I will fucking kill you, kind of an attitude.
Yeah.
He's the guy that, he's great in a lot of things, but the reason why the Secretary of Defense is designed to not be a military man is the same reason why the president of the United States is not designed to be a military man, is you have to have your checks and balances. And I think he does not check the box of Secretary of Defense. I think he checks the box of the Commandant of the Marine Corps. 100%, without a shadow of my mind, I think that fucking Amos can go suck my left goddamn nut.
Yep.
But I think Mattis does not need to be Secretary of Defense. I think he should have been our commandant for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of problems would have been solved.
Like, people, when they're at that type of position with that type of fucking skill set where they are in their lives, they're almost tools, right?
Yeah.
And he's a fucking jackhammer.
Yeah.
But you don't use a jackhammer when you need like an Allen wrench.
That's true.
And they moved him from being a jackhammer. They put the jackhammer in a job where you need a fucking Allen wrench.
I will let you know this, though. An Allen wrench will still make a good fucking hammer.
No. I mean, like the one you get like from your IKEA box.
Yeah, no, I will say, I can definitely understand, though. We both, me and you, have no fucking clue what it's like. Like, I had no clue what it was like to be managing a small business until now that I am managing a small business. I had ideas, I had thoughts, and trust me, looking back, I would say at least 20% of my fucking ideas and thoughts were so goddamn off point that it was stupid for me to think that.
Yeah.
So for us to fucking criticize him, trust me, I think he did the best with what he could. He came from a lifestyle we both don't understand because neither one of us were fucking generals. Yeah. Neither one of us were the fucking salt dog motherfuckers he was. So at the end of the day, this is just speculation.
Right.
And I want to make that statement to whoever's seeing this now or in the future on your fucking podcast, which is on the internet, which is forever. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah,
this is not us. We're making assumptions based on our experiences, which is not 100% full experience.
No, 100%, absolutely.
But I will say though, you shouldn't have a general as a Secretary of Defense. It is not designed that way. You need a politician to say maybe we shouldn't, because that general is going to say maybe we fucking should. Yeah. Maybe we should make them shut the fuck up. And you need. Because everyone has that friend that goes, hey,
go fight him. Yeah, go fucking fight that guy.
I will fuck him up. And I go, hey, man, let's have a beer before we make that last decision to fucking make this fight.
But a lot of the times that shit could have been like, hey, dude, have you tried, maybe sending that person a text first saying, hey, dude, what's up with that? No? Yeah. Oh, no, we're not doing that? Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I mean, that's definitely a big thing. Dude, I will say, though, I straight up almost joined the Navy. It was right before a year of me being out. I was about to be in the Navy. You know what they offered me as a job position and the only position they would allow me to join?
SWIC.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're like, all right, you're going to have to go through a version of Buds. I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah.
I'm having back surgery. I'm not doing that shit. We're not fucking making through any of that.
And the only reason I guess SWIC was because after my first enlistment, I'm like, dude, the Marine Corps is bullshit. I don't want to stay in the military. Let me see what the Navy do because, MEUs are fun. I'll go be on a fucking boat. I don't give a shit. I like ship life. And then it's like, yeah, we can be a SWIC. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Dude, I never got the chance to go on a MEU. That is my one regret with the Marine Corps. And that is like, I got to see technically what was considered amphibious to a certain extent. I got to see a lot of different styles. Most of my fucking training is always going to be desert and urban. But at the end of the day, the one thing I never truly got was ship life.
Yeah, no, dude, fucking like ship life gets like monotonous and boring because you're on a fucking boat and you're effectively in prison for however the fuck long. But I mean, it's like, yeah, but like you still get off the boat like once every couple months, and just get absolutely shit faced in a new culture and learn a bunch of shit that you'll never use again. But holy fuck, that was a great story.
I grew up in fucking a military household. My mom was Army, my dad was Air Force. My dad was specifically stationed in Philippines, Okinawa, and South Korea. So that's where he spent most of his he spent, I think, 3 years roughly of his 4-year enlistment. Or no, 3 of his 4.5-year enlistment in like the Asian countries. And I had a huge want to go there just to, at the end of the day, never get that ship life. I wanted a MEU. And I actually, at the very end of my contract, I had a chance to extend, even with my NJP at the very end.
Nice.
They're like, do you want to extend? And I was like, all right, where would we be going? And they went, we're going back to Iraq, but there's going to be more rules. And I was like, fuck that. I'm glad the fucking, the goddamn career officer was honest. They're like, no, it's now tougher to deal with anything in Iraq. And I'm like, oh, fuck that. It was already shitty when I got there. And we got more rules every goddamn week, it seemed. But at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? If I can't go to the Philippines on a ship, fuck it, I don't want to. Which sucks because my cousin was in the Air Force and he was on a ship and he went to he went to Africa, he went to Australia, and then he went to the fucking he went to the Philippines and Okinawa. And I was like, dude, you got everything all in one. He went to Djibouti. I love that name. He went to Australia and the fucking Asian countries, and I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, like I would like to think that I get the full experience. Like the three things I didn't do was I didn't go to Iraq.
Really? I thought you did.
No, I went to Afghanistan twice, but I didn't go to Iraq. I didn't go to Australia. I have seen Australia with my eyes, but I didn't get off the boat. And I didn't do a fucking med float. But besides that, pretty much everything that could be done while I was in, I did. However, if I ever have fucking kids, they're like, I'm thinking about joining the military. I'm like, join the fucking Navy. Just join the Navy. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. Join the Navy. Oh, you want to be a Marines? Go be a fucking corpsman. Fucking not her.
Jess, her husband now, John, love him to death. 100%, no fucking problems with him. At first, I'm not gonna lie, me meeting him, rocky start.
Well, I mean,
he got med set. He got med set from the Marine Corps because he fell into a hole with while carrying a 50 cal. Some fucking surgeries. And as a guy that has gone through back surgeries, 100% understand. She was data when we were married and everything, but at the end of the day, like now we're divorced. John, super cool guy. Me and him talk a lot. I talk with her.
That's probably really fucking healthy for your kids too, though.
Every Father's Day since I want to say for the last 3 years, I have thanked John for being an amazing co-dad.
Yeah,
because he is 100% a good guy. She could have probably ended up with so many terrible guys that I would probably have winded up putting in a fucking pig farm that I'm not saying I would ever do, but I have 2 friends that own fucking pig farms and
not that I would do it.
The thing is, I didn't have to threaten them with it for him to be good. I never had to threaten them with it, but I do have 2 friends that own pig farms that have both of them have probably about 200 to 500 pigs each, roughly, depending on the time of year and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could legitimately get rid of a body and not even give a shit. And also, I don't care about human life, but we both fucking understand that Gabe could want to be a Marine, me and her. And John as well. And my thing here's my 100% thing on it. If he's going to be a Marine, he needs to join the infantry. And my reason is no offense to you, because you are actually also an oddity in the Marine Corps as a pogue.
Yeah.
You realize that, right? You are not the normal.
I know. I'm fully aware. And I fucking love the fucking conversation that I have with people in bars. Like, oh, yeah, I was infantry. I'm like, cool, where'd you go? Well, I went on a meal. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Let me buy you a beer, buddy.
I went to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I still tell people you are 1,000,000 times more salty than I am. And when I just got
really fucking lucky or unlucky if you want to go down that route.
But if he wants to join the Marines, he can join the infantry. If he wants to do anything else in the military, join, in my opinion, is Air Force or Navy. Navy, you're always going to get the joke about being gay, but hey, in my opinion, there ain't no fucking problem with being gay, buddy.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to go with that. I was going to say fucking, hey, dude, do you want to go see the world? Get on a fucking boat. You'll goddamn go.
Yeah, you'll see the world, but some of it, like you saw Australia from the coast.
Yeah, but I also have stories that I don't tell anybody about fucking Singapore and Hong Kong.
There you go. But my dad also has stories that only I've heard about Okinawa and the Philippines. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I would say you either join the Marines because you want to fucking go infantry, or you want to see the world, you join Air Force and Navy. If you join the Army, and I don't mean any hate to Army people, but I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, that's some basic.
Did the bare minimum, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly good. I'm wondering if I could piss in this can if I open it up.
Okay, so you're probably going to cut something.
No. It's small. I got this. Actually,
No. Even if like you just stick the tip in, like fucking.
That's true.
That inside of that lip is a lot sharper than you're gonna give it fucking credit for. Like you ever fucking like get bumped while you're fucking taking a sip, and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had that part of a fucking lip.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm gonna take a piss, and actually, what you do your thing. I don't know what you talk about when I'm gone. By the way,
you can always fucking find it later on YouTube.
Oh, that's fair. Actually, no, I think once I've known what you've talked about, because my headphones were fully charged. My headphones are almost never charged, and they're fucking Bluetooth. I just wire them in every single time because I forget to fucking charge them.
It happens, man. It happens.
All right, I'll be back. You fucking do your thing on your show.
All right, so fucking before we go into this too much, let me just say that there are two branches of the United States military. There's the Army and the Navy. The Air Force is a corporation, and the Marine Corps is a fucking cult. But if you're thinking about joining the military, fucking, I would think about why you want to join the military in the first place before you decide what branch you want to go into. And hear me out on this. If you just want to get away from home with nothing else besides that, fucking that's the only thing, join the fucking Army, because that'll get you away and somewhere else, and you can start a new fucking life and do your shit, right? If you want to kill people, join the fucking Marines. Fucking everybody in the Marine Corps will see combat. You just have to stay in long enough. I know cooks with combat action ribbons, right? Now, after that, if you're going for like some type of education, if you want to get like actually better on fucking paper, join the Air Force, because A, they teach you more, and the way they teach you, fucking, it doesn't necessarily add towards like say a degree. However, as you climb the ranks, they make you go back to college to advance, and that's even like in the enlisted fucking ranks. Now, if you want to go party and see the world and just have a fucking good time and not give a shit about your fucking future, you just want to like be in the fucking moment and goddamn do that shit, then you would join the Navy for that.
And to tag on top of that, as my cousin, because I've heard his stories of being in the Air Force, if you do join the Air Force to see the world, don't go flight line. My cousin started off putting bombs on planes, and he didn't realize bombs need to go on planes and helicopters 24/7. So he's seeing the world from a fucking cruise ship, from an airfield, and from everything else, and his life is spent making sure shit happens. If you want to see the world, take an admin job in the Air Force or the Navy.
Actually, if you want to go see everything though, fucking join the Army, Navy, or Marines and go be public affairs or combat camera, because everywhere somebody goes to do shit, some asshole wants pictures of it, and you're gonna be the guy that goes with them.
I do have a buddy, Wade Fairbanks, Lieutenant Colonel Wade Fairbanks, one of my close friends. I love him to death. He was at the beginning of MARSOC. He's a bad motherfucker. There's a picture of him in the Marine Corps Times conversing with foreign officials while doing a range. And he has told me that he didn't start that range. He showed up there, he took pictures, and his MARSOC guys were gone within 3 minutes of those pictures being taken, and they ran missions. And I was like, that's pretty fucking badass. I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I was like, he's also was in charge of the Marine Corps experimental warfare brigade at the beginning of MARSOC. So he's the guy that his name's on pubs that will be seen for probably decades to come.
Nice.
Of how to basically fuck bitches up.
But, you know what's funny about fucking Marine Corps pubs, though, is it's like 95. I don't know if you ever sat down and read one, but like it's 95% like just like, why the fuck am I reading this? Like, I might as well just eat it because that would be a better way to get the information. But there's like 3 sentences in each one where it's like, oh, that's a really good idea. I should do that.
When I was a beginning corporal, and this was right before I went to Urban Leaders course, I started trying to read pubs because I thought it would better me. And then and also dealing with Fast Company, I realized that pubs don't mean shit.
Fast Company's a bunch of
yeah. I read this pub and it says we do it like this. Dude, eat my dick. That's not how we do it in real life because it doesn't work like that, period. Pubs are your good thing in a school when you don't know what's up, and then you need to grow the fuck up because we do things differently. When I hit the fleet, every one of my seniors said, everything you learned, throw it out the fucking window because we're going to do it differently. And I go, oh, fuck. Me being good in SOI means jack shit now. But
welcome to the fleet, bitch.
Welcome to the fleet. But one thing I did learn though is an advanced urban leaders course, which is my claim to just being really good at urban combat, because that course taught me one of the best things in the world, which is called Lance Corporal Ingenuity. If you got a hoss of a Lance Corporal that could put a fucking extendable ladder on his back and he can sprint up to a fucking building, all of a sudden, you can reach the fucking top floor and come all the way down with that motherfucker. And if you got motherfuckers on the top floor and you got a fucking hoss that can break open a window and come in, guess what? Nobody can run anywhere anymore. And you've got every bit of fucking strength going into a building. And one of the things is get creative, get crazy, and you can own an entire fucking city block.
Yep.
And then I saw Little Rock fucking SWAT department try to take over a house because someone kidnapped a little girl. And all I could think was, you guys fucking suck, bud. I literally watched my neighbor's house get kicked in.
And you watched it from your porch and got yelled at him to go back inside, right?
Mm-hmm. And the big thing about it was they suck, dude. First of all, a Honda Civic cannot cover. You don't have any cover or concealment with a Honda Civic. When it's on the street and there's a curb up and the hill going this way, and you and your 6 guys are behind it ready to breach, and you got to run across the front porch that's at least fucking, I would say, 15 meters long, front porch or front fucking yard, and then on a front porch into a building, and you want to go, all right, let's go up to this. And I'm like, dude, like my fucking goddamn, first of all, my fucking 22 could start taking most of y'all. And secondly, if I break the 30-06 and I'm his neighbor that has his back, you're fucked. Yeah. Like a pistol could have held up. Dude, I could have fucking trained someone for like 4 days and their entire SWAT team would have been fucking fucked. And dude, I have an anger with police and their training. I think, in my opinion, I don't hate the police. I think they need more training, because how many months do we train before we go to a fucking deployment? For 6 months, for a 6-month deployment
from boot camp. So yeah, I'm sorry, from high school. Yeah, boot camp, SOI.
No, not boot camp. I'm talking about just like, even if it's your second deployment, how many months?
No. I'm saying grand total.
No, not grand total. I'm talking about.
Hear me out. Grand total, right? No matter how valuable or worthless it is, by your first deployment, you have been in training for at least 9 months.
All right.
Now, your boot camp, you got your fucking SOI, and then you got like at least 3 months of fucking cumulative specific mission to do this shit most of the time.
So let's go bare minimum 9 months.
Yeah.
Now you go 9 months to do what is always supposed to be only a 6-month deployment. Sometimes you go longer. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So 9 months to do 6 months, and then you have cops that do like fucking 6 weeks to do a lifetime. And if anybody says we get requalified, dude, I've chewed out a fucking cop, and like it happened at the fucking courthouse because he was being a cunt, and I had to report him. And it ended up in my favor. Not everyone ends up in his favor. I'm just light-skinned enough that they don't think Mexican or fucking white, or well, they think I'm white. Yeah. Is most cops fucking goddamn 6 weeks, and next thing you know, they're on the beat for the rest of their life. And trust me, as many fat fuck cops I've met in my life, obviously they don't care about retraining them.
Yep.
I think if you're a cop and you're fat as shit, you don't deserve to be a cop. Because if you can't face a motherfucker that just raped a girl, oh no, because trust me, fucking the rest of their life in prison, or maybe 10 years in prison, and the year they get out, they get murdered by a relative that survived. You know what? I think that's worth it. I don't think a cop should kill someone. I 100% believe in solitary confinement and fucking someone over in prison, because most pedophiles that hit prison get fucking killed.
Actually, so I was talking to a guy last weekend, local comedian, friend of a friend. Haven't actually met him yet, but spent a lot of time on the internet with him. Am gonna meet him later this month, but he spent a lot of time in fucking prison for somebody who's only fucking 30. He had a fucking thing about that. He's like, that whole thing about getting fucked up in prison if you're a pedophile, that's a fucking straight up fucking myth. Because while you might want to, think about this. Say Bob is in prison for fucking like raping a fucking 4-year-old, right?
Yeah.
I could go fucking kick this dude's ass and fucking kill the fuck out of him. But like, I'm getting out in like 6 months, and I got a family to see, and I'd rather go see my kids than avenge someone I don't fucking know over this shit.
So what I've heard about fucking the prison scene is it's not if the guy spends his couple years in a county or a state pen, he ends up getting away scot-free, and it's the family that avenges him later on.
Yeah.
But it's the guys that do just enough to get into federal penitentiary that the feds, once you're in that federal prison, there's enough MS-13s that know that they're fucking there for life. There's enough motherfuckers that know that they've been in there for long enough time. They might not kill him, but he gets raped and beat for fucking 10, 15 years. Or like, it's the guys that only do a fucking state sentence. Those are the guys that come back out and the family avenges them. Which, and my thing, here's my 100%. I think, and you know, I might be wrong. I could be wrong as a motherfucker. But you know what? If you fucking avenge someone that's been raped, I think it should be crime of passion. You spend 6 months in a fucking psych hospital. But I also, dude, I'm 100%. I'm a Hobbes fan and a Leviathan. I love the book Leviathan. My thing is, hey man, fucking eye for an eye. If you're a shitbag, you're a fucking shitbag, period.
Well, we were talking about it before, but like I think there needs to be like a massive prison reform, but I think there needs to be like almost like 2 different places we send you. Like if you're going somewhere where it's like, dude, you're gonna be there for like, I don't know, at least fucking 20 years, and fuck you, you're here as a punishment. It should be you're in a fucking like 6x6 block, and immediately after breakfast that you get fed in your cell, you stand up and we take your shit away, and if you lie down, we spray you with a fucking hose, and that's your fucking day. Yeah. And then like everybody under that, where it's like, all right, hey, listen, this wasn't bad, but like this wasn't really bad, but like, you know, fucking you did some wrong shit. You need to be a little bit fixed, like more towards rehabilitation. Should be a completely separate fucking facility where it's geared towards, hey, we're gonna listen. We know that like you had like a bad upbringing and like you were in a place where like you kind of did this out of necessity. So we're gonna teach you how to not have to fucking do that again. But they should be 2 different fucking, like there should be like a forced rehab and like a fuck you, and they should be 2 different things.
I realized I couldn't get a psych degree because I would fucking abuse it to the full extent. I would go full vigilante with it. And the only reason I don't, like, I'm literally like a semester and a half from having my bachelor's degree, but we've already talked about how I don't fucking see a bachelor's degree as a usable tool in modern society anymore. Yeah,
it's not. It's really not. However,
I think because you want to be a writer, you go into college now. I'm now understanding that you go into college for writing is good because you get to learn stuff that you couldn't learn just writing your books.
Oh, no, I was going to say there's 2 things on this. A, fucking, I'm using the GI Bill. They're paying me to go to school, so not going kind of like why? And like I'm good at it. Like a little anecdote, like, so I had 2 parts to my German final exam, right? And we had this like threatening email to where it was like, hey, listen, so I'm also going to grade your written and your oral against each other. So if you have like a shit oral to where like you can't fucking speak German, but like you get like an A on the actual written test, I'm just going to assume you're cheating and make you take the test again. However, I'm going to watch you on Zoom while you do it. But I was kind of like weirded out because like, what's the opposite of that? And then that ended up fucking happening. Like I pretty much bombed my fucking written exam. Like not failed it, but like enough to where like I went from like having an A to like an A minus in the class, but I got 105 on my oral. So it turns out I can fucking speak the shit, just can't fucking write it. But the other thing is, with that degree, that's a magic piece of paper that says I got paid money to do this for a few years. That makes you pay me more when I show up to this job.
Yeah. So my thing though with prison is 100%. So I actually have a friend of the family, and I actually have his wallet in my desk. I could pull it out. All I got to do is look for it for a second.
Real quick, keep talking.
All right. So he was a classic case. Found his wife in bed with a motherfucker. And so he lost his shit for, he had a quick second where he beat a guy within an inch of his life. So he got attempted murder charges, went to fucking pen. And then he started doing leather working as a fucking side thing in the pen to pay for cigarettes, I guess. I don't fucking know. And he was a friend of the family. He ended up getting really good at leather working, making really good wallets. Now he has a business making fucking wallets. I don't know the business's name, or else I'd shout it out. But he rehabilitated himself because of a small chance. But not every fucking person that goes to prison gets that chance. My thing is, most prison has a 70% reassision. Basically, 70% of people that go to prison will wind up back in prison because our prison system is not built like it was supposed to be built, which it was supposed to be rehabilitating those motherfuckers. The people that go to prison end up getting fucked over, and they end up winding up in the same system over and over. My thing is, and I 100% believe it. Now, if you're a rapist or a fucking goddamn murderer or something like that, I don't think you get a second chance. Like, now, if you fucking find your wife in bed and you're fucking crazy for a fucking couple seconds.
Well, I mean, at that point, I would differentiate murder and just killing somebody because I think those are two completely different fucking things.
But if you're fucking, you know what, maybe you sell some drugs or, whatever, everyone fucking, I don't say everyone does drugs eventually, but, a lot of people fucking try some shit every now and then. Maybe weed fixes whatever PTSD you got or something. It didn't fix mine. I fucking can't do weed because I get more paranoid and I wind up fucking in my boxers, fucking pacing windows with a fucking 1911, and I look like a scary little motherfucker. And if a cop knocked on my door, I'd wind up shooting at the door because I would be scared because it doesn't sit well with me. I do better with alcohol.
Yeah.
But maybe you fucking stole a car or did something like that. I think the prison system, the penitentiary system, as it was designed, should cause you to realize you did make a mistake and there's other options in your life, but that's not how it's built. It's built to be a revolving cycle of, in my opinion, free labor.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a burden on everyone else because there's not enough free labor. There's not, like, you can't trust con men enough to fucking clean up the road because they'll run away. You can't trust them enough at this point because there's not enough checks and balances, I think, in our penitentiary system. But my thing is, if you are a fucked up person, you should you either, by the end of your sentence, you're either right to join with society or you're not.
Right.
100%. And you know what? Yeah, that 16-year-old that is psycho as shit might not fucking understand that he can't be psycho, but he does not deserve to come back to society at 22. Now, does that person that fucking made that mistake that maybe he's a 3-striker, he sold drugs at 16, he sold drugs at fucking 18, now he's selling drugs at fucking goddamn 22. He deserves a chance. That motherfucker deserves a goddamn chance because you know what? Maybe that was the only way to make money in his fucking shitty neighborhood.
Yeah.
But
granted, like I would have a different opinion for that specific argument there because I don't think drugs should be illegal. But I mean, like, I get what you're saying.
I agree with you. I think legalize it all. And you know what? Those meth heads, they'll fucking die off.
Yeah. Or the other end of it where it's like, hey, listen, if we actually put this where it's like, instead of you going to prison, we just like make you go to fucking like a rehab that works.
Yeah.
And treat it like a medical issue instead of a fucking criminal one.
Honestly, I'll 100% say this, and I'll say this on the fucking internet. I had a fucking coke problem because all I wanted was to feel powerful again. because you know what? You will never feel as like if you join the Marines and you go to Afghanistan, you will never feel as strong as you did when you had a belt fed in your hand and all of a sudden you were God for whatever fucking time you were God. And then all of a sudden you do a line of coke and all of a sudden, man, you feel like you are the man again. And that was my problem is I wanted to feel like I was strong for one more time in my life. And then I realized it was always fleeting. One, it fucking killed my bills and I had a kid I got to take care of. So I fucking gave it up. And I realized that was a dumb idea. But at the same time, not everyone has that realizing moment until it's too late.
Right.
With me, too late was I actually couldn't afford rent at one point. And the next thing I go, you know what? I got to pay for a kid. Fuck all of this. And I got away from it. And I'm a weird case though. No, most people don't have that moment. Most people, it is way far too late and they're in cuffs. And my thing is when the cuffs get clicked on, you should have a chance to fucking fix your shit. And I mean, I did have that moment with a DUI. That's why I don't drink and drive anymore. If I'm fucking drunk, my ass is sleeping in my fucking truck, even if it's cold.
Yeah.
I keep an extra 2 blankets in my fucking old Scottsdale just because I'm like, you know what? If I'm stuck here, I'm fucking stuck here, bud. That's it.
Yeah.
End of the story.
Those old square shit boxes, which by the way, listen, I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm just gonna say this. Nobody's made a good truck since 1988.
I'm sorry, your brand new fucking Silverado. I don't give a fuck if you put a new exhaust and lift kit on it. I got a 78 Scottsdale with a 454 big block, a turbo 400 trans, and a 411 rear end. Yeah, your truck might have more horsepower and torque because it's new, but I guarantee you it's not going to be more badass. And hey, I'm just saying, the sound of my engine fucking breaking traction and fucking revving high, like your new truck doesn't mean shit to me. And that, but at the same time, I'm also a car guy that's not like other car guys. If you build something to be cool and how you like it, dude, I love stands.
Oh, dude, no, absolutely fucking do you. But from the factory, there hasn't been a good truck since like 1988.
No, I've thought of a way. Now, if Chevrolet is listening to this conversation, hey, man, come to me. I can help you out with it. If they made a bare bones, I'm talking about roll-up window, square body as a anniversary edition, I think they would sell it out in so many quantities, there would be a waiting list for 2 or 3 years. Because if you told me, all right, the 2022 edition fucking Silverado is going to be a square body option with their classic edition.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'd take the loan out any day of the week. I would take the loan out.
Dude, that or a fucking like step side F100.
Oh, dude. Are you talking about like the Ranger F100?
No, I'm talking like a fucking 84 F100.
That was still when they called the
it was before the
Ranger was a package. Ranger was the off-road package for
that's what I mean. Before Rangers were the little small things.
So I had a chance at a fucking 79 Ranger in 29 Palms. It had an American flag hood on it. And I was like, this is awesome. And I was a young guy. And I said, and at one point I started looking at the engine and something didn't seem right to me. I didn't have the engine knowledge that I have now. But I said, something's not right. I'm not going to get it. The guy that got it, that thing the engine blew up in like 3 months after he got it. Mm. And I'm lucky, dude, because I actually almost traded that 93 Corvette for it. I ended up trading that 93 Corvette for a Ford Ranger that had a Baja racing suspension under it, which means I got to play in the desert more than I should have.
Yeah.
And I got to jump that thing. I got a truck off the ground, and I loved it, and it made me happy. But I will say, the Ranger Fords, the old school Ranger Fords, especially the step sides, I love it. But what I think Chevy should do, because Ford will put a fucking Coyote engine into whatever's new, and I don't like the pushrod engine. All right, pushrod engine is great for that low horse. Like, if you're under 650 horsepower and torque, it's a great engine. But I built race engines for a year, and my thing is, man, 650 horsepower of torque is not what it was in the early 2000s. It is, 600, that's your benchmark, man. So I don't like dual overhead cams in a fucking engine. I think you should have push rods. That's my opinion. Everyone's got theirs. But I 100% think what we need to remake is the old school early 90s 454 SS fucking trucks. And I think if you made a modern one with an LSX, it would be a mean little bitch.
You know what? Speaking of the SSs, maybe this is just my experience, but why was every single fucking one of them red? I've never seen one that wasn't red. Not one.
That's not the common. The common one that was painted, the ones from the factory were all black.
Yeah, everyone I've ever seen was red.
Red was the repainted color, or it was the option besides black. If you paid the extra money, you'd get red. But the standard from factory was almost always black. People painted, all right, the clone SSs, everyone always paints them in red. And I did notice that as well.
That might be it then.
Your clones are going to come in red. Your OGs are going to be black. It's going to be black, and the thing that is the differentiating factor is from the factory in the early 90s, the 454 big block, short bed, single cab fucking SS trucks were black with the Corvette salad cutter rims. And I love those rims. I had those on my 93, and those are my favorite rims to this day.
Now, my favorite rims ever would have been late 60s Pontiac rally wheels. But
are you talking about the same wheels that were on the fucking Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am?
No. It was just like 5 big fucking like spokes. Very basic, but at the same time, fucking eloquent. They came on the fucking Firebirds and the fucking GTOs and the and some fucking Camaros.
They redid those in the 80s for the IROC rim. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they were stupid on the IROC.
Hey, I love IROC rims.
I love IROCs too, but like I've never known anybody that owned an IROC that also didn't live in a trailer.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I like them.
I'm just saying.
I do have to say,
I'm not talking shit on fucking trailer parks or people that live in them. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's not a stereotype, it's a fact.
So the IROC rims and the fucking older ones I do like, but there's a type of rim that is my complete and total favorite. And if I said the bronze rims that are on rally BMWs in the 90s, do you know what rims I'm talking about?
Nope.
Oh, dude, where's my phone? I'm going to send them to you, and I might even show them to the screen. I just fixed my phone, by the way. I found out what was wrong with my phone, and it is because of TikTok, and I fixed my charging port.
Okay.
1990s BMW.
Dude, why the fuck am I getting messages on TikTok right now?
How much I
Nice. I'll give you a fucking 6.5.
If that.
All right. These are them.
I'm just seeing like a white lightsaber, dude. Oh. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, 100%. There was a version of those in the late 70s that they put on Camaros. Still my favorite fucking rims to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I love the multi-spoke. I love bronze rims to this day, man. Dude, I'm a 90s kid. 100% the fucking bronze rims. And I will say this. I want a lowrider with spinners one of these days. It can't be my main driver. My main driver is my big block Chevrolet.
Okay, no. If you did that, would you do it with an El Camino or a Monte Carlo?
Nah, neither.
No? Neither, really? Okay.
Impala SS from the late 90s. Impala SS with the fucking spinners.
I mean, an Impala is almost a Monte Carlo.
I'm talking about the fucking four-door sedan Impala SS.
Fucking straight up fucking chop top motherfucker.
Actually, oh my god. All right, so one of my friends, he used to manage the fucking grocery store in this area. He's a big guy in the car community. Now he's a branch manager over many fucking goddamn grocery stores in the area. He has a mid-'80s Monte Carlo that was painted to this day in the original. It was this maroon red that was so red it almost looked black. I don't know if you know what color I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He put a new carburetor on his fucking Monte Carlo, and he didn't screw the screw all the way down. And at one point, he just said he just had to close the hood, and the fucking screw right through the top of the hood. And he knew that he could never match the paint to because this is the original paint job. He had a car that was originally painted like this, and he knew he could never match that paint. So he had to buy a carbon fiber hood and not paint it because it would never look right. But I also have to say, this is a Monte Carlo that runs flat 9s and hits 8s almost every time at a fucking quarter mile. It is a mean little bastard. He drives it, and I'll rev my engine at him, and sometimes he'll rev his at mine. But he doesn't like to rev it in town too much because that car is so far from street legal, it's not even funny anymore. That car is a mean. You know what? The only reason he hasn't hit low 8s is because he doesn't push it at a drag strip. And it is, when I say the most gorgeous Monte Carlo I've ever seen, it is simple and beautiful at the same time. And dude, I love, his name is Eddie, and I have a friend named Eddie that's completely two different people.
Yeah.
I have referred to him as Crazy Uncle Eddie because that car, if he ever wanted to get just wild with it, I don't think there's a cop in this fucking state that could catch him. You'd have to get a helicopter, and I doubt it because the motherfucker's a driver.
Dude, no, there was this thing, between Yucca Valley and Palm Springs, before the hill that goes down into Palm Springs, you have that one fucking straightaway. It's like fucking 3 miles of just straight fucking road with nothing on either side of it. So
I've read a lot of cars there.
So fucking, I had that. I don't know if you ever saw my Corvette, but I had a '98 Corvette. Fucking,
I think I met you the first time I met you because I met you a couple different times, but we didn't remember each other's name until later. But you had a Jeep at one point.
Okay, yeah, no. So this would have been way before that. So I had a '98 Corvette. I had it lowered down to an inch off the fucking deck. It wasn't a Z06, but I had the Z06 fucking suspension and rims on it. I had an extremely aggressive fucking camshaft on it. I could get to 90 in first gear without redlining it. But there would be times where I'd be fucking once or twice where fucking I'm sorry. There'd be times I'm sorry.
Stock engine?
What?
Stock engine?
The block was stock.
Okay. All right. I was going to say there's no way you're beating my 93.
Oh, no. There was a lot of fucking top shit. Anyway, fucking that straightaway between Yucca and that hill that went into the fucking thing. There was one time I was driving back from fucking Palm Springs, at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning, still drunk from the night before. And there was these two fucking CH-53s driving over it, right across the fucking thing. And, I see the shadow, look up, there's helicopters up there. I'm like, I bet I could beat them to Yucca Valley. And then I beat them to Yucca Valley.
So, all right, I got to piss, but I've got a story of a car that I helped build. It wasn't my car. 100% wasn't my car. I used some of my dad's connections to get a few parts, but at the time, I wasn't building race engines. I was still learning, but my dad was the machinist for one of the biggest race engine shops in Arkansas, besides Kuntz, which now he works at Kuntz. So now he works at the biggest race engine shop. He was working at the second biggest, which my cousin started.
Yeah.
But I'm going to piss really quick, and then I've got a story about a Mustang that I will point it this way. It was the most badass go-kart on wheels.
All right.
And let me piss real quick, and I'll tell you the fucking story.
All right. So while he's pissing, let me tell you something about being a United States Marine as it relates to quote-unquote fast cars. So I don't know what the fuck it is about Mustangs, but everybody and their fucking mom in the fucking goddamn Marine Corps buys a fucking Mustang at some fucking point. I don't know why. It just is this fucking cultural phenomenon. Like they get a little bit of money in their fucking bank account, and they want to get a fucking fast car, and they can't afford a fucking Corvette or a fucking Camaro or a goddamn fucking even to throw it back and buy a Firebird, so they buy a fucking Mustang. Now, a lot of people will go buy brand new ones at like fucking 16% APR. But like while I was in, there was a lot of people that were buying like the fucking mid 90s ones. And there was, even some people that had like old ones. Like my best buddy fucking while I was in had a fucking 72 and it fucking rocked. There was even a couple fucking 64s. And Pickle, since you're back, maybe you can confirm this for me or at least help answer me a fucking question. Why did everybody and their fucking mom in the Marine Corps have a goddamn Mustang?
Okay, I can actually answer that for you. Is because by fact, Mustang or Ford produced more Mustangs. Mustang is the cheap access to power and performance. No, their suspension was not that great. No, their fucking drive shafts were not that great. No, their fucking engines were not that great. But when they switched to the fucking overhead cams in 1996, and they were able to make a fucking dual overhead cam engine, you had horsepower for cheap. And that means anybody could be able to play with it. And then when they had horsepower for cheap, the market for aftermarket was there. It's just the same way Honda Civic, their VTEC engines, there's so many extra people that can make a supercharging kit, a turbo kit, a fucking anything type of kit. It was there, it was cheap, it was available, and there was support. The biggest thing is, all right, you know what? There's a lot of options for a Dodge Viper. How much support is there for a Dodge Viper when it starts to break down, when it starts to have problems? Zero. But the Mustang, the amount of people on forums, the amount of people building extra parts, the billet blocks, the fucking extra cams, the extra fucking pistons, everything for a Mustang. Especially after 1996, was so huge, it was the poor man's access to sport performance. And that is why everyone and their mom had a Mustang at one point.
So on that though, one of my corpsman buddies, he had a fucking 72 fucking Mustang, right? And like he built this thing to be a fucking monster.
Was it blue?
Yep.
No, the same fucking motherfucker. God damn it, man. Oh, God.
I highly doubt it was the same guy because I knew this guy in Pendleton and then he went East Coast after that. But,
all right, I know a guy in fucking Twin Palms. He had a 72 Mustang. It was a Mach.
I know which one you're talking about.
His grandpa bought it, and it was a show car. And as he spent more time in fucking California, that sand kept killing the paint. And it went from a show car just to a touring car.
Yeah, anyway, fucking at one point, fucking I kept overheating because, he put a fucking like huge fucking intake on this motherfucker. Like, cut a hole in the hood for this fucking bitch. But he put a new
why it overheated.
Yeah, there was a lot of other reasons it overheated. A lot of it was because he decided, oh, hey, fucking electric tape can fucking fix this mechanical problem I have. But he puts this fucking like big new fucking fan in it, right? And he's like, all right, cool, the fan's in, let me go start it up real quick. Turns the fucking fan on. The fan literally eats the fucking radiator.
Seen it happen a million times.
And it's like, oh my God, you're a fucking dumbass, you're a fucking idiot. You know that, right? He's like, can you take me to AutoZone? I'm like, dude, it's like 9. AutoZone's closed. Okay, can you take me to the bar? Yeah, we can do that.
Dude, I've been there. Actually, I do have a buddy. He had a Ford Exploder. And we found something out about Ford Exploders. You know how you can keep a Ford Exploder alive?
Don't drive it.
No. That'll kill it. You got to beat the living fuck out of it. Or it will fail on you. The only time he didn't have it fucking like survive was the day he was just driving it and the fucking fan decided to eat the radiator. He called fucking USAA, and this is a testament to how badass USAA is, which if you want to sponsor either me or Trip, hey, what's up? He goes, Yeah, I had an accident. My fucking fan ate my radiator, and I'm stuck on the side of the road. And they go, "Was it a collision?" He goes, "Yeah, my fan collided with the fucking radiator." And he goes, "It's a collision. Here's a rental car. Here's the money to fix it. Here's absolutely everything." And he got his fucking car fixed. The only thing that happened bad was the tow company in 29 Palms. He had to deal with a legal battle. It didn't work out for him, but they took his fucking spotlights. They just cut him off and took them, because he had expensive spotlights on his fucking Exploder, and they ended up saying like, "Oh, they weren't there when we got it."
Right.
But they also, the same tow company illegally towed my fucking Rally Ranger, and they ended up, they said, "Oh, this company said," it was actually parked at my buddy's bar. You know, Little Mo's off 29 Palms?
Yep.
My buddy was actually Mo. His name was Mo. Which I was like, when I first met him, I was like, "This isn't your bar. You're trying to pull some bullshit."
Like nobody's actually named Mo. That's just something they make up for cartoons.
Fucker's parents named him Mo. And he's the one out of 10 million people that might be named Mo. But
yeah, him and Mo Sislak from The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm. So he had Little Mo's, and it was parked outside of his fucking bar, because I was too drunk to pick it up. I couldn't pick it up the next day. Turns out the tow company wanted it. A tow driver ended up driving it. Was it Navy Fed ended up refinancing it while it was financed under my name to a Navy corpsman. And long story short, I defaulted on the loan. I ended up eating it out in taxes. Navy Fed got that big lawsuit against them. I didn't get anything back because I didn't apply for it, which was my fault.
Yeah.
And long story short, I just never saw that truck again, and I hate it because that was the best Ford Ranger I've ever owned in my life. The 4.0 from Ford in the fucking early 2000s was the coolest fucking 4.0 I've ever seen. It beats out the 4.0 V6 from Toyota, in my opinion. But that's what it was. But no, dude, fucking straight up got screwed over on it. But the story I was going to tell was the Ford Mustang. That was the coolest Mustang I have fucking driven in that wasn't a super cool Mustang, which was a 2003 Ford Mustang body with a Cobra Jet engine in it, with a 2.3 liter Kennebell supercharger in it, and Ferrari racing suspension. This thing was a go-kart that hit the fucking 700 and something horsepower in the early 2010s.
All right.
So back in the day, this would have been one of the most badass cars in the thing. Me and my buddy, we ended up, we ran from cops once. And one of my favorite times, because I was in my I don't give a fuck what happens to me stage. Yeah, every Marine's hit it. But we're running from cops because the lights hit and he fucking floors it. And the best thing about me and my buddy was whoever was driving, whether it was me and my Corvette at the time or him and this Mustang that I was helping him with, which I helped fucking rebuild that engine I don't know how many times. Yeah. He wound up either he was driving and and I was spotting, or I was spotting and he was driving, but we could always pick out cops, and it would be like, "Hey, fucking hit the brakes, cops," or "fucking floor it, or we're going to get stopped by the cops," kind of a moment. And we're headed to Palm Springs. And this cop somehow snuck up on us, and he hit the lights. We fucking floor it, and we got way more power than a cop ever thought of having. Yeah. And so we're going, and the cop is kind of keeping up with us. We get in front of a fucking semi-truck, and the cop is trying to catch up through the semi-truck to catch us. We take a fucking exit. He hits the back. He goes back that way. He fucks and hits another fucking on-ramp, another exit, comes back, and wind up in Cathedral City. We're at a bar, and we're sitting, and we watch the fucking TV, and the TV talks about a blue Ford Mustang in the area that got caught. And we're just like, dude, that's us. They caught us on camera. But no one ever fucking touched us. Like, no one ever fucking, like, to this day, I've never been fucking caught. And you know what? Whatever. You're not going to, dude, Arkansas Police Department isn't going to fucking come with me. And dude, Highway Patrol, they don't give a shit. They like me in this state.
Well, I mean, that's different jurisdictions. So, like, what are they going to do? But, hey, so we caught you speeding in California. What state are we in? Hey, you have a good afternoon, sir. Fucking sorry for the misunderstanding.
I will say, recently, I did have to call the cops on someone. And you met me when I was starting to really grow up. Me and you really met each other when I stopped fighting and stopped being just a mean-spirited person. I used to be a very mean-spirited person because I grew up very short, and I think that made me have short man syndrome. But after a while in the Marine Corps, I realized the mornings you wake up after a fight, it starts hurting more every time. Your friends stop having your back the more times you get in a fight, and just at the end of the day,
there's a lot of this shit again. Okay,
yeah. So recently, I was at my fucking work. I was I'm a manager at GameStop. If anybody doesn't know, here in Arkadelphia, and I see a Cadillac parked across, not in one part of another, but across two handicaps and our ramp to our store. Which, here's the thing about GameStop, and I'm a wholehearted believer in it. Me and you, we can't play in the NFL, can we?
No.
But me and you could play Madden, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Me and you and someone that's autistic could play in Madden, right?
Yeah.
Me, you, and someone with fucking one arm could play fucking Mortal Kombat, right?
I think you need two thumbs for Mortal Kombat.
There's controllers that could fix that.
Okay. All right.
So video games is a good equalizer so that people can enjoy their life and also have a stress reliever.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that much. I just understand how the fuck you would use a Nintendo 64 controller that has 3 hand things where it's like, all right, so we already built this like to where being normal is below average. So let's cut off one more of your hands. And then so you're like at like a 1/3 disadvantage.
So big thing was I got a lot of people that have disabilities that come into my store.
Yeah.
And I take care of them because those motherfuckers are looking for their outlet. They're looking for their fun. And you know what? Maybe they can't go to the bar and pick up a chick, but they can play Grand Theft Auto and have fun.
Yeah.
Or maybe they can't do something, but they can play fucking Black Ops Cold War and enjoy their life or play Fortnite. My thing is I don't fucking discriminate when you come to my store, period.
Right.
And if you fuck people over coming to my store, you are on my shit list. Because you know what? If you fuck someone over because they have a disability, go fuck yourself. This guy parks across 2 handicap spots and the ramp. And I step outside and I'm like, hey, man, can you move your fucking car? And he's in the Rent-A-Center next to me. He works at the Rent-A-Center next to me, so he should know better.
So he works there.
Yeah, he works in the building.
That's even better.
I work in a strip mall, and he works in the one right next to me. And I go, hey, man, could you move your fucking car? Like I didn't say fucking. I go, hey, man, can you move your car? You're in the handicap, man. He goes, hey, I work at Rent-A-Center. Give me a fucking minute. I go, hey, move your car. Bitch, fucking, I'm not gonna lie. I actually got told I racially profiled someone. Here's the thing is I don't racially profile anybody. Everyone is a human being in my eyes, period. But he was a black guy. He goes, hey, fuck you. Get the fuck back in your store. And I'm like, why? Move your fucking car. Like at this point, I'm revisiting old Eric.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? I haven't had someone buck up to me in a hot minute. And he goes, get the fuck back in the store. I'm going to fuck your world up. I'm like, dude, you're not going to do shit. Move your fucking car. And it is a 2005 Cadillac that looks like it needed a fucking buffer 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like you like it because it's black, but I can look at it as a car guy and go, yeah, you're not taking care of your car properly.
Yeah.
Get the fuck back in your store. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to do shit. Get him out. And he just loses his fucking mind and starts screaming at me. And he gets in my face. And my thing is, I'm fighting 2 different sides of me. All right, this is my business, and I've got to make sure I'm okay, and I got to make sure people aren't afraid to walk into my business. At the same time, who the fuck is this little shit weasel that is 165 pounds coming against me? I'm like 240. And between fucking Muay Thai, the Marine Corps, every barroom fight I've ever got in, I've got like fucking 5 years and way too many times waking up with broken bones to fucking deal with this shit anymore. And I'm just like, get the fuck away from me. And he goes, oh, he's screaming and yelling at me. And my thing is, oh, fuck. So I let a customer in and I walk inside with the customer. I was like, hey, I'm sorry you had to see that. All right. And then I realized if he fucking calls anybody, I have to make sure that my district manager knows. So I got to call my district manager. She goes, you have to call the cops. Fuck. Now I got to call now I got to be that guy.
Yeah.
Cops show up and he goes, that's domestic threatening. I was like, honestly, that sounds like barroom fucking etiquette. And hey, let's fucking have a fist fight, bud. And the cop's like, no, that's not how it works in the real world. I'm going, oh, fuck. So I have to file domestic threatening charges on a guy. And now none of his guys are allowed in nobody from that store is allowed in my store. And my thing is, you know what? I'm an adult. First of all, I would never be such a prick to park across handicap parking spots. Yeah. And on top of that, if I got called out for doing something like that, I'm not a prick enough to fucking do that. And my thing is,
I would be like super fucking embarrassed, especially if there was like one other fucking person around. I was like, hey, bro, handicap smart. Hey, how's your wheelchair, you fucking bitch? You fucking limp dick fuck. I'd be like,
Here's the thing. He's actually stopped an old woman who had a handicap placard from parking in my handicap zone.
Yeah.
And she ended up driving away because he was yelling, and I was like so close to fucking grabbing this guy. And my thing is this, is I'm old enough at this point, I don't have to prove I'm a man anymore. At all, I do not have to.
Here's I did that shit before I was 25. Like, arthritis is a thing now.
Here's my thing is, if I ever have to put my hands on another human being, which I say human being because I also recognize there's some crazy bitches out in this world. But if I ever have to put my hands on a human being, it is no longer, I'm going to kick your ass. It is, we're in life and death situation, and you're either going to die or someone's going to stop me and have to full on restrain me. Because my thing is, I will use the self-defense route.
Yeah.
And your ass just won't be living anymore. And I don't, first of all, I will 100% disclaimer, don't ever want that. I do not want to have to take someone's life. But if you get like, and the thing is the cop showed up and he's like, all right, by the way, if he comes in your store, don't come over the counter. Don't go around the counter. If he does, you have full right to defend yourself. But you have a year to press charges. Now, they haven't said shit in the parking lot. They have now taken a custom to parking in our area. So one of my GAs now parks in their area, and it's fucking hilarious because he parks right in front of their store, blocking their traffic.
Yeah.
But if they walk into my store, one, no longer is it domestic threatening, which I have a year to fucking press charges because I filed a report. I didn't press charges because I'm not an asshole. But if he wants to talk shit, now it's harassment, pressing charges, and if I fucking beat the living shit out of him, whether it's dead or an inch of his life, I'm completely legal in the right. Yeah. And he doesn't understand this because a child screams when they're fucking wrong. An adult realizes, oh, I fucked up, bud.
Yeah, my bad, guys. Let me sorry I fucked this. Let me unfuck this real quick. All right.
Yeah, but he lost his shit, and I had to fucking call the cops. And you know what's the saddest part? Is goddamn 2015, Eric, when he got in my face, would have fucking wrecked him. And also, still, mind you, been legally right.
Yeah.
Because if he would have crossed the parking lot to scream at me, in Arkansas, I could have said, I felt threatened.
Yeah.
And I would have got away with every bit of that. I could have fucking, and here's another thing. As a fucking child, you don't know who you're yelling at. As an adult, I can see him yelling and go, he hasn't been in enough of these fucking altercations where he doesn't want to do this anymore.
Dude, no. So here's the thing about that a lot of people don't fucking, I want to say don't put into perspective, but that's not the right word. It's not in perspective to them because they haven't started that and lost enough times. There's a lot of life lessons that you can't learn without getting your fucking ass kicked.
Life hindsight is always going to be 2020.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is, I'm not saying I'm the baddest person out there. I've lost a lot of fights.
Well,
I woke up more bloody than
never lost fights. Liars and people who've never been in a fight.
I have lost so many fights. It's stupid. I have lost fights against friends that the argument was dumb. And I knew it was dumb the next morning, and I had to apologize.
Yeah.
And I've had friends that apologized to me. I've had barroom fights where I took it too far to the point where I should probably be arrested and in jail right now. I've had moments where things were wrong. But the thing is I've had those moments and I've grown up. And this is also a reason why I will not hate this kid because he was me Now, mind you, I'm pretty sure he's 25 or older, but he was me at 22.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at 22, I was also learning motherfuckers were tougher than me, and motherfuckers could kick my ass.
Yeah, and fucking, I would imagine you were like me and learned that the fucking hard way. Yeah, dude, I'm better than that fucking dude. Okay, all right, I was wrong. This hurts.
Yeah, but the whole getting in someone, if someone's willing to get in your face and yell without throwing a punch, they haven't learned yet. Here's my thing is, if someone will get in my face and cold cock me, all of a sudden we're in the real shit now. Yeah. But a grown man that'll fucking get in my face and yell, I'm like, you ain't fucking, you are not about it right now. Because when I fucking break everything you've ever thought was a reality, then you're going to fucking learn. But the thing is, I don't think I'm the person that needs to teach him that lesson.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't want that judge to say that I was wrong because I got a kid. Nah, but I did end up having to call the cops. My district manager made me. I was about to say, you know what? If I stepped up, because he was screaming at me to get in my back room, he's gonna fuck me up, and he goes, "Get behind your store, we'll fucking fight." There was that old part of me that went, "All right, let's fuck it." And then I was like, no, I can't get to the back room because
God, I'm an adult and I have a job.
So someone's gonna, because let's be real here. If I put him in a hospital behind my building, I lose my job.
Yeah,
and I'm not ready to sacrifice. Dude, I make more money than over half the people in fucking the state of Arkansas. And I looked it up. I make legitimately, I think, $1.50 more than the average income of a 32-year-old in my state at 27 as a store manager, because I managed the entire business. I managed a small business. And I realized, I was like, you know what? That's like, this kid that can't fucking park his car correctly is not worth me losing something over. And that's a life lesson. That was me realizing I grew the fuck up. Because 2015, Eric would have said, let's fucking go. I wouldn't even, we're not waiting until the back of the park. We're doing this up front.
No. The other thing that goes into that too is, especially being younger, a lot of that isn't even fucking, I have to prove that I'm a tough guy, or fucking, dude, if I beat this guy in a fight, that's great. Or whatever. A lot of it's dude, this just kind of seems like a genuinely good time. I don't give a fuck about the consequences. The next fucking 15 seconds to fucking 5 minutes are going to be fucking a fucking party.
And you know what? I say 2015, but the year after I got out of the Marine Corps, if I would have had this job, I would have been the manager and someone would have jumped up at me. I would have used that chance to get rid of some fucking problems that I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that most people don't understand. You don't know what that person's dealing with. They might be dealing with everything from divorce to losing everything they've got. You don't know if that's that last person's last straw.
Yeah.
I don't insult people at bars ever. I don't, because unless they're being a rage. Now, I did have one time where dude was trying to buy drinks for these college girls. He was in his mid-30s, and he got pissy at the bartenders because they wouldn't hand him the drinks first, which sounds like a rape case.
Yeah.
And then he started yelling at the girls, and the girls started apologizing to him, and the bartenders grabbed me because I was like, oh no, it's fun. I was full grown adult, but I was like, this motherfucker's doing this skeezy shit. I was like, let me fucking talk to him. And they were grabbing me, and the bouncers were carrying him out because he's being a doucher. And I'm like, and I realized I probably could have lost a lot of stuff just because I wanted to make sure people were safe.
Yeah, no, see, bars are fucking weird though. So I want to say it was maybe about fucking 2 years ago now. At least 2 years ago now. 2 years to a year and a half ago now. Up here we're at this bar, and this bar is the size of maybe 4 barracks rooms. It's not fucking big. It used to be somebody's house, and they bought it and reconverted it to a fucking bar.
The back alley.
If just the bar part of the back alley, yeah, that big.
All right.
So we're there. It's me, my wife, and I don't know if she's my wife at the time or my girlfriend, but now is my wife. Might have been
you being married is, by the way, weird because I think you were the marrying. Type.
Whatever. But it's them, and then like my best buddy from Okinawa who was just passing through town was like, "Oh, dude, fucking, let's go to this fucking bar, right?" So we're there, we're at a table, we're fucking drinking, we're having a good time, and this dude shows up, and this dude like went to high school with my wife, right? And fucking they start chatting. I'm like, all right, cool, fucking whatever. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm really here to hang out with my Marine Corps buddy. Not to be a dick. My wife's kind of like a third wheel right now. Didn't really want to take you out, but we're whatever, you know. And my buddy Chuck's like, dude, I think that dude's hitting on your wife. And I'm like, I don't care. She's not going to go home with him, but like, whatever. And I look over and I'm like, dude's hitting my wife. Fuck it, whatever. Like, you know, nothing's going to happen. And if it does, and if he tries something, like, there's two of us, and then like, I'm sorry, there's three of us because like my wife has you know that thing when like the front of your quad's really big and you don't want, like Chun-Li almost. Yeah, she's kind of got that going on with her legs. So it's like she'll be kicking him, I'll be fucking stabbing the guy with a ballpoint pen, and Chuck will be punching him with his fucking keys if he does something. But if he's just trying to hit on her and she's turning her down, like this is kind of this is almost its own form of fucking entertainment, you know? So like I'm not going to interject because I think it's funny, whatever, right? So eventually, you know, this dude fucks off, and then he comes back about a half hour later. And he goes, "Dude, let's all do shots." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, we're not doing shots, right?" And he looks at me because, you know, I'm the alpha male of the group, and you know, the woman bringer, and you know, naturally have to challenge that. And he goes, "Don't be a bitch." I'm like, "Okay, all right, let's go do some fucking shots, dude." So me and him go to the fucking bar. And I'm like, "Hey, barkeep, give me 4 shots of Jack Daniels." And he goes, "Oh, whoa, I can't do Jack Daniels, dude. Listen, anything besides Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and me do not have agreements. Anything besides Jack Daniels." So I go, "All right, hey, barkeep, sorry about that. Give me 4 shots of Everclear." And like the blood leaves this dude's fucking face, right? And he's like, "I don't know if I can do Everclear." I'm like, "Dude, don't be a bitch, right?" And he goes, "Okay, all right." So shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4, fucking Everclear. And he grabs both of them and goes, "All right, so we're going to take these back to the table." I'm like, no. These are for us. 2 for me, 2 for you. I'm going to do 2 shots of Everclear, and you're going to do 2 shots of Everclear. And he's just like, well, he's got that look in his face where it's like, dude, he's already been called a bitch and didn't back it up after he called somebody a bitch and couldn't fucking back it up. So what do you do now? So he takes half a shot of Everclear, puts the shot down, pukes on the floor, right? Fucking bouncer comes, grabs him by the fucking hair, drags him out while he's still puking, throws him outside, doesn't really give a fuck about what happens after the fucking door, and starts cleaning up. And once again, this bar's small. Everyone's looking at me because I just made this dude puke. So I drink my shot, I drink the rest of his shot, and then the other 2. And then since we're in this kind of place, I light a cigarette, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the fucking coolest shit that's ever fucking happened. And then as soon as everyone looks away, I snuff it out real quick, go to the bathroom, puke my fucking brains out because I just did fucking 3.5 shots of Everclear, which you should not do.
No, that's
any fucking like this is the only set of circumstances which I think this is even anywhere near acceptable taking that much Everclear, because that shit's garbage. You're an adult. If you can afford to buy alcohol, you don't have to buy Everclear. All right?
Yeah, no.
I don't care. Fucking buy fucking gutter wine instead, dude. Fucking skip the shit. So
fuck you, dude. Fuck you and talking about gutter wine. First of all, we've had a couple sales of some box wines in this fucking at my.
Oh no, I'm talking about like Cisco or Night Train or Mad Dog.
I'm gonna shut up.
That's what I mean when I say gutter wine. I don't mean you're like fucking like that cheap shit your fucking aunt buys. I mean like actual, like, okay, so this is like when you push the cup to the soda machine and it's like half soda water and half syrup, but the soda water thing's broke, so you just get like wine syrup. Shit.
So I do have to say, for as far as fights go, I don't have cool fights. And that's why people are like, oh, you talk about fighting a lot. And I was like, no. My friends have super cool fights. I've just been the bystander. Like, my fights are just the normal, me and a person had a problem, duked it out.
Times.
I've won. They've won. Like, people have won. And it's just, I wound up fucking hurting the next day. And I try to pass it off as me being cool. Yeah. I'm good at violence, but I grew up in violence. Like, my older brother, psychopath, in and out of psych facilities. Right now, he's a 6'6". Think of me, but 6'6". And
Right.
that's what I grew up fighting. Like, I grew up in violence with a temperamental motherfucker. And my stepdad, he's a fucking psychotic, like, he's screaming and yelling and in your face. So, like, violence never bothered me. And the only time people have ever seen me cry is because I've been so angry I don't know what to do with it because I didn't know how to process emotions properly. So they're like, oh, you're crying, and now I've got to fight them because they see me cry. But one of the best circumstances I've seen has to be with one of my buddies, Dylan Raymond, and he's in so many of my live streams on Twitch. He's the guy that I play video games with. He's the guy with the fucking silver tongue that has got me into so much shit and has also got me out of so much shit. And we have this fucking one night that he cracked me up so fucking hard that is embedded in my brain. And we're sitting at the fucking back alley and I'm talking to some girls. I'm trying to get these girls to talk with us and to talk with him and my one buddy who is socially so fucking stupid that he wants to be the cool guy, but he's never the cool guy kind of guy. And I'm trying to fucking make sure the situation's good because I'm not the pickup guy. I'm the friend that gets guys girls. And that's all.
Yeah. Really good wingman.
I'm a great wingman. I'm the guy that goes, hey, I know my friends are fucking assholes, but hey, just talk to them for a little bit. And next thing you know, they sleep with the girls, and then I'm just there going, I made my boys proud, and then I pull the fucking duff.
Yeah.
But the duff cooks me food and makes me happy for a couple months. But there's this one situation where I'm just like, I'm trying to fucking organize some shit. And my buddy who wants to be the cool guy that's not, there's this one guy at the fucking Bowladium that is just such a loudmouth that I'm like, fuck it. I knew as the moment he kept opening his mouth, I was like, this can be a fucking problem. And my buddy leans over to me and goes, hey, this guy's a total fucking cock block. But instead of saying, hey, this guy's a total cock block, he goes, hey, this guy's a total fucking cock block. And I'm like, God damn it. And he was like, what did your buddy say about me? And I was like, he said that you're a cock block because you're fucking interfering with us talking to these chicks. And he goes, oh, yeah. And he starts fucking bowing up. And I was like, no. I just look at him and go, no. And he goes, yeah, I could tell you're infantry, man. And I'm like, oh, God, this is off base in 29 Palms. I'm like, fuck. This is going to be one of those nights. I don't want some drunk shit weasel fucking hanging off of me going, we're brothers, because that's not my style.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, man, check it out. And he goes, I was an Artie. And he shows me an ID, and it's the fucking VA ID. But my buddy Dylan leans in and goes, oh, hey, look, it's a dependent ID. And mind you, I'm handing him a cigarette at the same time. And he goes, what the fuck do you say? And he lights the cigarette, blows it in the dude's face, goes, that's a dependent ID. Mind you, my buddy, at the time, I was probably about a 200, roughly at 200. Yeah. My buddy's like a 220. And he's the corn-fed fucking stocky Marine guy that you see in bars that you're just like, oh, fuck fighting him. Because even if I win, if he catches me with one hand, he's fucking me up.
Yeah.
And I'll tell him that. He was always a bigger guy than me. He's till this day a bigger guy. Like, we lift weights and stuff, and he's still this day bigger than me. And the guy goes, oh, and he gets all fucking like, oh, this is my friends. Let's meet outside. And he goes over to his car and then comes back barely in the air. And my buddy, with all the girls going, don't fight him. Don't fight him. I'm like, oh, my buddy's going to fight him. And he hops over the gate, and the guy goes, oh, fuck you. You're a bitch. You ain't going to come over here. My buddy starts coming over there. Fuck you. Gets in his Mustang, starts driving off. I start making fun of him because it's a straight pipe V6. Because he was a V8, but he couldn't afford a V8. And then he comes back like right at close. Where's that bitch that said I was a dependent? Mind you, this is me and my buddies. And my house was across the street and like a block over.
Okay.
So I was in those apartment.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And we're like, so we were walking home regardless. And he goes, where's that bitch that called me a fucking dependent? We're still at the bar. He thought we would be gone and he thought he'd act cool.
Yeah.
And we're like, and my buddy goes, right here, motherfucker, and clears that fucking guardrail fucking thing, comes over. Dude jumps in his car, fucking throws in reverse and like skids out. And mind you, a cop is right there. Dude is high and drunk off his ass and gets pulled over. And we're just like, oh, fuck.
Dumb bitch.
And then like my buddy's just like, I was going to fight him. And then like, that was it. Like this dude, like my buddy, 100% was about to fucking, every time that guy fucking wanted to fight, my buddy was all about it. But guess what that guy was not about? Fighting at all.
So speaking of people that aren't about fighting at all, do you remember a guy from the barracks named Crow?
Yes. I
know that. Big fucking MP fucking
yeah,
like nice strong jawline, like maybe 6'5", like 250 pounds, but cut as fuck, just like almost a specimen of a man, but at the same time, like the biggest douchebag that has ever douched a dude.
Yeah, there was a female Marine that was like hardcore hitting on me, and he got in between us, and she told him he was a fucking bitch. And
anyway, fucking,
I think I gave her the clap. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway, fucking, this dude, right? Like, so he, would always do like the dumbest shit. And I think what pissed him off the most, because like I wasn't ever super like, yeah, listen, you're a fucking bitch, unless like I was drunk, like, and I don't mean drunk, I mean like shit faced, and you were being an asshole, and it was. If you on that,
tell you what your personality wrong as a guy that met you on a couple different stages.
Anyway, fucking,
you never said someone was a bitch in my presence, but your attitude said if you ever spoke too loud, you's a bitch. That was your attitude the entire time I've known you.
Anyway, I guess my attitude rubbed this guy the wrong way, because on top of me thinking he was a bitch, despite him like looking like Schwarzenegger in his prime and him having a Napoleon complex, I actually did shit, and he knew that I did shit. So like that was like a threat to him for some reason. But he goes to like do the fucking like MARSOC selection, gets fucking like he does all the courses, like gets through it all, but he ends up not making it at the peer evaluation because apparently they don't like douchebags there. But he's back for a few months, and then he goes to fucking do recon, right? And makes the recon selection because they don't have peer evaluation. And he comes back right before the fucking ball. And we're there at the fucking ball in fucking Palm Springs fucking somewhere, right? And I'm talking to somebody else. I don't even remember who the fuck I'm talking to. And this dude fucking shows up, and he's got his little fucking like scuba bubble thing, right?
Yeah, the entry scuba bubble that it goes to the course gets.
Anyway, fucking he comes and goes, he does the fucking like, hey man, what's up fucking thing, but like not in the fucking, hey, cool, I know you, but like the, hey, what's up thing. And I kind of look over at him, and he goes, hey, so guess what? I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you in like 4 months. What's up, dude? How you doing? Fucking happy Marine Corps birthday, you know, whatever. And then he goes, so I'm part of the community now, and like taps his fucking like bubble, like that's on top of both of his ribbons. And he goes, but
wait. What do you mean on both of his like 2-ribbon bubble?
Like bubble, Nat Defense and GWAT. So both of his ribbons, and goes, I'm part of the community now, but you don't know what that's like, right? And I kind of like, okay, so I have like 12 medals and yeah, sure, dude. I don't know what the fuck that's like. You're fucking right. I have no idea what it's like to have fucking such a fucking small dick that I have to like join recon just to like make sure that my acorn isn't fucking whatever, right? And he's like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, it means that like I don't care if you're fucking like technically like low tier special forces, like you still ain't done shit. Go fuck yourself. I turn away, and he like pushes my shoulder back to where I'm facing him again. And keep in mind, this dude's like a foot taller than me, and he goes, and he gets like this far in front of my face. He goes, what are you gonna do about it, bitch? So I kissed him. And then he goes, what the fuck, you fucking faggot? And then like runs away crying, like tears in his eyes, sobbing, runs away. And I'm like, and then like I turn back, and whoever the fuck I was talking to was like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, whatever the fuck you wanted to happen. So do you got a cigarette or?
So I've got a story about when I use homosexuality to get the fuck out of not just a fight, my ass being kicked a living fuck.
Okay.
So I was at the Virginian, and I was at the time talking a lot to one of the fucking female bartenders that like to fuck a lot of guys. Which actually was the one female bartender that wasn't just old and scagly. And dude, I miss the Virginian. That was my fucking lovely place. I've gotten hammered there and walked right next to the fucking goddamn Denny's so many times. But
that was a very strategically placed fucking Denny's.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it was right there. It was like 2 blocks away from fucking whatever the fuck they renamed Santana's as. And there was like 3 bars that were just like...
They renamed it Casaneda's, and I'm still, hopefully next summer, me and my buddies are going to hit up 29 Palms to see good old Derby. Good old Crash Test Derby. We got to go up and see him one more time because I haven't seen him in a hot minute. But no, I'm there at fucking Virginian, and I had a wild hair up my ass. I don't know what it was. Something fucking made me angry. And I was that guy at a bar that said some dumb shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been that guy at the bar that'll fight the guy that said some dumb shit, but this time I was the guy that said the dumb shit.
Well, I mean, we've all been the guy that said some dumb shit at a bar. Like,
yeah,
that's just a circumstance of being a fucking dumbass, aka somebody in their early 20s. And you know what? Before this goes any further, I just want to say to anyone that says they weren't a dumbass when they were like 18 to 25, you're a fucking either an idiot or a liar,
or you just were really sheltered. There's some sheltered guys that
there are a few, but they're few and far between. And let's be honest, like more likely than not, you're just a dumb shit when you're in your early 20s. Not anything to be ashamed about. We've all been there.
And it's a good, I think you need your ass kicked at that.
It's a learning experience, yes.
My biggest thing is I found out a kid that I hired recently. He said that he's been in a fight and he got punched in the face. I told him, I was like, I don't think you've ever been in a fight. And he goes, I was. I get hit once. I hit him, and that was the end of the fight. And I go, that doesn't sound like
it was just you got punched in the face.
Yeah, no, I was like, that doesn't sound like a fight. But it also means that he's at least been hit in the face, so he knows what it's like to have someone just clock him. Yeah. And to me, as a grown man, that's a useful experience in your life. You got to know what it's like to have someone just deck the shit out of you.
Because that lets you know, hey, listen, how much shit am I willing to talk? Like, where's the line going to be that I'm comfortable talking? Because I know now how much money or how much my ass has in its bank account that my mouth can catch.
Yeah. And so I'm in that bar, and me and this guy have a problem. And I think I honestly, in the wholeheartedly, I think I started it. I really do think that I was the reason we had a problem because I was drunk and just, I guess that night I was mean-spirited, which I've been. And some people had let me know that he was a third-degree Mason instructor that just got back to 29 Palms, and apparently I fucking picked a fight with his ass. And mind you, I was relatively at the beginning of my Muay Thai and Muay Boran experience, and
so you knew just enough to get yourself into trouble.
I knew just enough to fuck up someone that didn't know shit. And but at the time I was just like, fuck, and I was starting some problems, and the bar tried to calm it down with some shots that didn't work. And
go on.
But I had that moment of clarity where I realized I was about to get the shit knocked out of me. And I didn't really grow up till probably a year or two later, but I did realize enough at that point that I was not winning what was about to happen. So I had a moment of clarity where I realized I had to stop me from getting in this fight. So I screamed at him, which was at the time I felt like was across the bar, but was really only like fucking 10 feet. I will fucking rape you in front of everyone here, and your friends cannot save you. And I shit you not, this man who could easily kick my ass. And when I say easily, like this guy knew more about martial arts than I fucking do now. He could easily fuck me up. But I caught him so off guard with the whole threatening to rape him that he stuttered back. And he was like, oh, this shit. And he fucking backed off of me. Now, mind you, I think about an hour later, close to barroom close time, I had a couple more drinks. And I gave him an olive branch of, hey, I know we just got in a fight, but let me buy you a shot. And I told him straight up to his face, I was like, hey, I don't plan on raping you because that's not me. And I do know that you could fucking best me in a fight. I'm sorry. I said some shit and I was wrong about it. And I apologize to him. In the middle of the bar, everyone saw me basically bow down and say, hey, you're going to fuck my world up if we get in a fight.
Yeah,
but
dude, my bad.
We were both so angry in the middle of this. The only reason that we did not throw hands and he didn't fucking put me in a hospital was because I just said, I threatened to rape him in the middle of a bar. And everyone was like, what the fuck just happened? Everyone was scared. He was scared. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. And I was like, it was a last ditch effort. And we fucking talked and ended up, we were like, hey, man. I was like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. I know I said some shit. I'm a little bit too drunk tonight. And he goes, I understand. I was you when I was younger. And I was like, thank you. I thanked him for not kicking my ass. And at the end of it, but I'm not going to lie, dude. If I did not threaten to rape him in the middle of a crowd, he would have fucked my world up so bad. Because I knew it. I was like, at the time, I was barely able to stand. The bartender helped pump me full of water and Pedialyte. Because
dude, that's a good bartender who's got fucking Pedialyte. There's like water and like, if you're lucky, you get some soda.
The Virginian had fucking Pedialyte on tap. I missed that fucking place.
On tap? On tap.
Maybe not on tap, but I got a couple glasses of Pedialyte in me.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, man. And I actually think that me, him, and my friends all went to Denny's that night. And we joked about how we almost fucking got in a fight. And I've never met that guy since. But to this day, I think if he ever saw me getting my ass kicked in the bar, he would fucking step in. I'd like to think that at least.
That's the guy that almost said he raped me.
Yeah, let's fucking help him out. No, but he even told me, he goes, dude, he's like, I was about to fucking hurt you. And then he's like, but you scared the shit out of me. And I was like, oh, thank God, because that's the only thing that saved my ass. Dude, straight up, the only thing that kept me from getting my living shit kicked out of me was a full-on lie. Hardcore lie.
Dude, I have a buddy that used to get into that. My buddy Jude, fucking love him to death. He was the guy that was hanging out with us when that guy. Jude. Yeah. So fucking he's pulled this maneuver a few times, and like every time he does this, I'm like, I'm gonna get fucking killed in a fight with you. Great, okay, let's do this. But he'll like chest to chest with the motherfucker, look at him, because like he's not short, but he's like just short enough to be like, I'm gonna call him short in the story. It's like, look, you motherfucker, I'm going to put your dick in my mouth and I'm going to fucking pleasure the fuck out of you. And you're going to come down my throat while you're making eye contact with me. And you're going to question your sexuality for the rest of your goddamn life. Do you understand what the fuck you're about to get into? And then like without fail, whoever he's talking to fucks off.
You know what? There is a story about Jude that I kind of remember because I remember it from my friend that trained me in Muay Boy and stuff. Is Jude picked a fight and started to say that, but he got chest to chest with someone that doesn't like to be touched. And my buddy, Andrew, he is one of the toughest little bastards I've ever met in my fucking life. And Jude actually he tried to do the whole fucking bump up and fucking, oh, I will. But the thing about my boy is he's Irish in the full sense. He has a horrible temper, but he learned to control it as long as you do not touch him. He's autistic. Don't touch his fucking ears, kids.
Yeah.
And my buddy, though, if you touch him, he will fucking wreck your world. And my thing is about my buddy, he's actually, I will say this, I'm so fucking proud of him. He has finished his college degree and he is going to OCS. And here's the thing is, this motherfucker is the most in-shape person you'll ever meet, but he looks like a fucking dad. He does not look like that steel-chested, fucking in-shape guy. No. He'll outrun your ass. He'll out-hike your ass, and he will fight you and beat you to living pulp. But he literally looks like a dad. And I'm so proud of him. He is basically the definition of he is physically fit, but you don't have to look fit to be fit.
Yeah.
And I will say this, me and him have sparred enough times. I think the defining moment when I realized he was not built like any other human being I've met. I dislocated his jaw. He used his forearm to pop his jaw back in place. And then he broke my nose in a spar in my fucking garage when we were just training. He's broke my nose probably 2 times. And I will say that, and also there was one time when I went to kick him because we were just training. I went to kick him. He blocked me. I thought I was Anderson Silva. I thought he broke my fucking shin. I straight up thought he broke my shin. And you know what he did 2 weeks later when I could start training again? He handed me fucking shin pads. As an insult.
Dude, how emasculating.
Dude, I was like, dude, no. And he goes, look, but at the time, though, I think he had at least 12 to 14 years of shin hardening.
Yeah.
So his shins were literally steel. And I'm I had like maybe 8 months of fucking shin hardening. And he's like, no, you need these. And he's like, I'm still going to hurt your shins regardless. I'm like, and I really, dude, I would say it was a big man of me to put them on. But the dude's a tougher man to fucking have those shins to begin with. Yeah. He used to kick fucking goddamn concrete to train his shins. I'm talking about some blood sport shit.
Dude, also, real quick, why don't they make movies like fucking Bloodsport anymore?
They did. It doesn't sit well. They did. Batista was in it. People don't want that movie now. Me and you want that movie.
Dude, no. I still like what I want to say. Maybe 3 or 4 months ago, like we watched all the fucking Van Damme movies that were on Amazon, and it didn't have Time Cop, and I was pissed off because like, dude, that's like the best fucking one. That and like Desert Eagle on there either, but I mean,
I don't think Time Cop's his best one, but I will agree with you. I love.
No. Time Cop's not the best one. Like fucking like Lionheart's fucking great. Fucking the one where he's like
Bloodsport,
dude. Bloodsport, but
100% Bloodsport, like, best Van Damme movie.
The premise of Time Cop was great.
All right, here's a story about Van Damme that I fucking love, mainly because I hate Seagal so much because he's a bitch of the martial arts community. He is a farce in the martial arts community. One day back in the fucking 80s, when goddamn Van Damme was coked out of his world, Steven Seagal at a fucking real party decides he wants to just talk shit about Van Damme, not knowing he was at the party.
All right.
Van Damme called him out on his shit. Steven Seagal fucking ran home in Beverly Hills to his house. Van Damme, coked out of his mind you, fucking got arrested outside of Steven Seagal's house because he followed him from the party and was throwing shit at his windows trying to fight Steven Seagal because Steven Seagal said that he wasn't a real martial artist. Mind you, Van Damme, before he got into movies, was an accomplished martial artist.
Yeah.
And so Van Damme, coked out of his mind, is outside of Steven Seagal's house trying to fucking fight him. Steven Seagal is fucking tucked away inside of his fucking little gated house. Van Damme's throwing shit through windows. Van Damme's trying to fucking get him outside of this house. The party moved to the front of Seagal's house. To this day, Steven Seagal is known in Hollywood as being a bitch. And even though he tries now to do the Steven Seagal's Aikido, this is my moves. I'm fucking martial art.
Look, dude, if your martial arts fucking at its pinnacle couldn't fucking beat Van Damme, I don't want to fucking even start trying it.
You know what martial art exhibition I would love to see? Van Damme in his prime, coked out, with Jason Statham in his prime in his 20s.
Ooh,
mid-20s.
Dude, that's like 80s fighting is a lot different than fucking like late 2000s fighting.
Yeah, but also
and like I would still like to see it though.
Jason Statham was a martial artist all the way through being a fucking model.
Dude, no, he was also like a fucking like accomplished fucking swimmer. You ever see those fucking videos
where he wasn't a swimmer, he was a collegiate diver.
Diver, whatever. Fucking there was water, he jumped off, did fucking like ballerina shit on the way down to the fucking shit. Also, that shit's weird because he had a hair back then. It's like, so this is Jason Statham. Like, dude, that dude's got like beautiful, luscious golden locks. That's not Jason Statham. Close up on the face. Holy shit, he used to have hair.
Yeah. All right. I mean, kind of like fucking, what's his Die Hard motherfucker? That dude used to have hair.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bruce Willis. Okay.
Bruce Willis. He used to have hair.
I have something about fucking Die Hard. There's something about fucking Die Hard. So everyone likes to have this argument about whether or not Die Hard's a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah.
Think about this. The whole movie is about a dude inside of a fucking building running away and hiding from Alan Rickman. It's not a Christmas movie. It's a goddamn Harry Potter movie.
We're not getting it. No. Because there was 5 Die Hard movies. Technically, there's 6, but
running away from Alan Rickman makes it Harry Potter. Sorry.
Dude, I think it's either the best Harry Potter movie or an ultimate 90s action movie. One or the other.
I think it was 80s.
Was Die Hard 80s?
I think it was 80s, man. Because they had how many of the fuck of those?
Dude, you're right. 1982 was in 1990. Die Hard was in 1988. Oh, dude, that is the cusp of the 80s. But also, absolutely love it. But I've been talking about parodies mainly because my job involves parodies because of video games.
Yeah.
The best parody movies that I can think of that isn't Blazing Saddles and stuff like that. Naked Gun.
Wait. Stop. Pump the brakes on that, buddy. Fucking, I would put Naked Gun in the same fucking category as Blazing Saddles. Just because it's not making fun of anything directly, but it's its own comedy movie that makes fun of just enough shit to make it technically a parody movie.
So I think Mel Brooks is the ultimate parody director.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But if you take Mel Brooks out of it, because Mel Brooks, I think, holds a seat at the parody movies. Young Frankenstein, fucking Spaceballs. Goddamn.
Also, real quick, just on Young Frankenstein, and then I guess a little bit that goes into Beer Fest. She was Frau, whatever the fuck her name was, the violin chick, and the grandma from Beer Fest. Cloris Leachman.
Yeah.
That is the hottest grandma on the fucking planet.
Yeah, no, if you didn't jerk off to her talking about putting a fucking ping pong paddle up her ass, you're not an American.
Yeah, I could get 9 inches fucking towards the fucking sausage back in my day.
Dude, no, but I will say, if you take Mel Brooks out, because Mel Brooks stole parody comedy before Scary Movie was even thought of. He was parody comedy before fucking, what's it called? What is that Charlie Sheen movie?
Hot Shots?
Hot Shots. He was parody when parody was in its prime, and when slapstick comedy was the best thing in the world. But I have to say, if you take him out of it, Naked Gun is, I mean,
yeah.
I love Naked Gun.
Loaded weapon and Airplane. Yeah.
Oh my God, Roger. What's your vector, Victor? Surely you can't be serious. Yes, I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Did you ever see Dracula Dead and Loving It? It was Mel Brooks. So
yep.
It's going to
yep.
My favorite was when they went to go kill fucking Lucy. The chick was already bitten by the vampire, and every time they put the stake in, it was fucking Old Faithful at fucking Yellowstone, but blood instead of fucking water.
Dude, I gotta say that I hate to be that person because I'm a movie buff. When it comes to movies, I've got an Evil Dead tattoo that covers up most of this arm.
Dude, and what's your fucking barf bag, by the way?
Yes. Oh shit. Hold on. It's right.
Yeah. Like I'm not fucking paying attention to this fucking conversation.
Oh, the vomit bag and the price of admission will enable you to see the first film rated V for violence, Mark of the Devil. Dude, I'm a movie guy. It is my fucking thing. One of these days, I'm either going to be a social media person or I'm going to be a movie critic. One or the other. It's going to happen. My thing, though, is when it comes to movies, and I hate to be that person, we don't make movies the way we used to. Movies should be about the enjoyment of the viewer, not the money made at the box office.
It's few and far between with that. I might catch some heat for this because of different people's views on it, but I think Joker was probably the most well-made movie of the 2010s, not because it was necessarily good, but because of how fucking uncomfortable that it made me while I was watching it.
So at the time that the Joker came out, I was actually dating a girl that worked at a psych hospital while also dealing with some psych shit in college. And what it came down to is Joker is the most accurate view of the American psych system. Like it is the psych system in the US. We build up a system of support just to take it away because of lack of funding every single year. We create jokers that cause problems, and then we demonize them in the media, and we also demonize them in real life because we fail them as human beings. The Joker movie isn't about a one guy fall. Like, honestly, the best thing to compare the Joker to, have you ever seen the movie Falling Down?
Yeah, with Michael Douglas or Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas.
It's a Douglas. It's one of the Douglas. Both of them were actors.
Yeah. And one of was dad. I get them mixed up.
So pretty much, I think Falling Down is probably the second best fucking group is. And also fucking the Joker, it both were parallel in my opinions. It's not that someone is pushed to the extreme. It is a normal person pushed to normal circumstance, and normal circumstance is terrible for the human psyche.
Yeah, no, and like what was about that movie was like none of the when I say this isn't taking into account the social implications. It's just that my experience with that film was stupid, fucking uncomfortable. And at the most, normally movies are like, yeah, that was weird, whatever, you know? Or like, oh, it was good, whatever. But like that made me like, it was a very negative feeling that I had, but it elicited an extreme emotion, which isn't easily done with a fucking movie.
Yeah. The bad part about what is considered bad about both of those movies is the fact that whether it's me and you or me and your average smo or just fucking someone off the street, first of all, Falling Down was not a story about someone that got pushed to the extremes. It was that the average man is pushed to the extremes every day because nothing ever goes right. If you're a normal human being, you sit there and your job is fucking gifted to you, and you have to expect that it is a privilege to be told that you're a piece of shit. You're expected to be that it is a privilege to be told that society doesn't give a fuck about you. Everything sucks to be a human being. And this one guy finally said, you know what? I don't like that it sucks. And that was the difference in the movie. And it's easy to say, yeah, life sucks and I overcame this hardship, because that's a super cool theatrical thing that Shakespeare loved to write about. Right. But at the end of the day, life sucks and you go nowhere. And they wrote about realism and the way that it makes people very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but Falling Down was such a great movie that Iron Maiden wrote a fucking song about it. So
yeah, that's true. And also, hey, that motherfucker just wanted breakfast. That's all he fucking wanted.
Yeah, no, but like, do you ever listen to Suicidal Tendencies?
Yeah.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. I don't know why the fuck he wanted a Pepsi instead of a Coke, but all I wanted was a fucking Pepsi. That's low. That bar is pretty fucking low. Just give me the goddamn Pepsi. No? Can't do it? Okay.
Hey, you know what? If the entire world shit on me, which they have, if I ever sunk so low that someone couldn't give me a fucking Pepsi, yeah, you know what? I'd kill the block too.
Yeah.
That's just, I would, if I couldn't get, which mind you, I don't even like Coca-Cola, but if you couldn't give me a fucking Pepsi, it is over.
We're down.
We're done. No,
no, hold on. I have a 0.1 and a 0.2 to this. And
I'm going to see if I can unplug my headphones and still hear you.
Okay.
Talk?
Okay, so you don't like Coke.
Damn it.
No?
All right. Shit. Fuck. Hold on.
Okay. La da 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 da.
There we go. All right. I'm gonna go piss, and I can still kind of hear my headphones. I got a weak bladder, man.
Okay, so while he's peeing and kind of sort of just a little bit fucking on his fucking headphones, let me go down my fucking rabbit hole on the fucking Coke versus Pepsi fucking thing. Listen, I know that there are some people that like Coke. I know that there are some people that like Pepsi. I know that there are some people that like neither of them. I know there are some people that think that Pepsi is like if you took a Coke and then watered it down and like let it sit outside in the sun till it got flat and then let your dog piss in it. And then, you know, fucking like came in it. That's how bad Pepsi is, because Pepsi's fucking terrible. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, fucking. Pepsi Cola is like the fucking most tripe shit on the fucking planet. Not to say that PepsiCo is not, because PepsiCo does still have fucking KFC and Mountain Dew and Taco Bell. So Pepsi Company is not bad. However, Pepsi itself is fucking garbage. But now that he's back, I got a point A and a point B.
All right, what's up?
What's you said you don't like Coke? Is that like you don't like soda, or like you just don't like cola, or too sugary, or?
You know what? Actually, if I was to drink a soda pop, if you will, it would have to be Sprite.
Okay.
And but if I was to drink like any other normal human being soda pop, I could drink half a Dr. Pepper. I actually don't like soda pop to begin with.
Okay.
Coca-Cola actually makes my teeth feel weird.
All right.
Pepsi feels like if I felt sad and wanted to drink Coca-Cola. I'm just saying, like, that's just honest. But if it came to it, like a real soda pop, which I call it a soda pop, I don't say like, oh, I'm from the South, so I call it Coke, and Coke means everything, but a Coke could be Coca-Cola and Pepsi. No, fuck that. I don't drink Mountain Dew. Actually, for the first time, and I had to point this out to one of my employees who was like, oh, yeah, it's just Mountain Dew Code Red. I hadn't drank Mountain Dew Code Red since the first time they discontinued it. Which, you know, when they originally discontinued it, because you would have been the same.
5-ish?
Earlier 2000s. They brought it back, and then they canceled it in like late 2000s. And then they brought it back again, but I think we were both in the Marines at that time, and
yeah, so, I didn't realize it came back again until like.
And they discontinued it like twice.
Yeah,
and I hadn't drank it since the early 2000s, and I drank it, and I was like, "This is great." And about halfway through a cup of it, I was like, "I don't like it anymore." Like this hit the nostalgia. It isn't the same flavor, and I don't like it. So when it comes to soda or Coca-Cola or Coke or soda pop or anything like that, right. I'm not a big fan anyway. I like energy drinks because if I'm gonna taste the carbonation without getting alcohol,
right,
it's gonna honestly, dude, I got a Dollar Tree right next to my store. I'm a Rip It guy to this day.
Fair enough. Fair the fuck enough.
It makes me feel young again.
Anyway, my point to it on that is I'm kind of weird with soda. Like most soda I fucking hate, just don't want to be anywhere near around it. However, I fucking love Coke. I fucking like
Coca-Cola Coke, not like
like Coca-Cola Coke, like fucking like red can fucking Santa Claus brings it to you. There's a fucking polar bear here and like way too much marketing. Like I fucking love that shit. But just due to what's on my other screen right now, that conjured this fantasy, right? So Gabby Hanna is pouring Coke on her tits, right? And it's going over her abs, over her fucking patch, and my tongue is in her asshole, and I'm getting the Coke that way.
So this is a fantasy. This isn't like.
Oh yeah, no. This did not go ass mouth vibes. This went straight. I'm eating ass, and she's feeding me Coke that went over her tits.
Dude,
because that's where my mind goes with things.
I had a crush on Gabby Hanna when she was doing Vines when she wasn't hot.
Oh, dude, no, she was great when she was fat.
And then she was great when she was, I wouldn't call her fat, when she was thick.
Festively
thick. And then she's just steadily gotten hotter, and it's not fair.
It's not.
And I don't give a fuck. One person, I had someone that hated Gabby Hanna. She's like, oh, she was friends with this guy that had a rape charge against him. And I was like, I've almost had a rape charge against me because of a fucking crazy. Like, I was like, and they're like, oh, well, it was because this one other Viner. And I'm like, oh, I don't trust anything any Viner says.
Yeah.
And she was still friends with him a couple years later after they settled it out of court. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, she's never shown that she was raping someone. And on top of that, I'm like, those Viners all were skeezy little shit weasels trying to make the quickest buck.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like, and because she didn't think someone was a bad person, I don't give a shit.
No,
but at the end of the day,
that though is like fucking like I will not deny at the fuck all that she is the queen of fucking. She's the empress of drama queens.
Oh yeah, no, but she also has to.
But I'd still let her figure out
making money.
I mean,
and on top of that, was it the song "Broken Girls"? You only like broken girls because they make you feel put together. I'm like, yeah.
Stop attacking me like that, all right?
Dude, but her retort to it was she was like, and I only like broken boys. I'm like, so we're both fucked up. I get it. Hey, sweetheart, we can both make music together. I might not be able to sing, but I can write you some lyrics out of it.
Dude, how the fucking fucked up would it be? Because like, there's been a couple of YouTubers that I followed that something happened. They just disappeared for 2 years and then showed back up with like a fucking, hey, listen, I'm done doing YouTube. I'm doing music now. Sorry, went through some shit. Hope you like my music, guys. I'm not doing this fucking video anymore, but we can do music videos. How fucked up would it be if Gabby Hanna just disappeared for like a year and a half and then showed up with like her singing like David Allen Coe songs?
That would be strange. I will say there is a Viner besides Gabby Hanna that I love their music, and it's actually Scotty Sire. And I'm gonna send you some of his music. I'll send you some of his vines, and he was hilarious. His little brother did the whole "I can't tie my shoes, but I can fuck your bitch" and that kind of stuff, and that was big during Vine. But he made songs, and it's because he was dealing with depression, and he's latched onto that. Yeah. And one of his things is it's "Don't Be Sad," I think is the name of the song, and he basically is sad, and then people keep telling him, it's like, oh, it's just your mindset, just be happy. And he goes, oh, I'm the happiest fucker because that's what you told me to be.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And it honestly, I like it. He has a couple other songs. Like, I love most of his songs. I love his what is it called? Is it Raccoon or something? Where basically he's like, oh, he's like, he ain't shit. Girl, I know he ain't shit, but you still want him though. Is basically talking about the girl that keeps saying the guys are like garbage, but she keeps going after him. So you're a raccoon. And it's fucking great. I'll send you some of his songs. And I do have to say, one of his songs, it's called Getting Better. And it's actually a song that I came across his music because I loved his vines, but I came across his music when me and my stepdad, we had our big falling out. Yeah. And I was broken, dude, because this was my hero growing up, was my dad. And I came across the song. He's just like, the song isn't, I'm not getting okay. It's just, I'm getting good at getting better at being okay. I'm learning where I need to fix myself kind of a song. It's not the whole.
I get on that message.
It's not the whole, I'm figuring out where I need to be in life. It's, hey, I'm broken, but I'm figuring out how to fix the broken. And that's the best I can do right now. And I'll send you that song. And it is, honestly, it's something that I listen to probably every night for like 2 or 3 months so that I could fucking find out where I need to be. Because right now, I'm finally at the point where, like, because before, dude, I was fucking dead. Like, honestly, I'm really lucky. And I will say this, as a veteran, I'm really lucky I didn't kill myself. The only reason I didn't is between his music, and I decided that my buddies that did take that bad road, I decided I was going to live a life for them. But I will say his music was a big part of it. And it's very, like, dude, I love Prince, but Prince never fucking taught me that I need to fucking live a life. Prince's music just taught me that, hey, shit was sexual and fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that was it. But I will say, though, his music.
Down in the lakes of, or down in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Or fucking, was it Raspberry Beret? Was it, he was sitting there doing his, at his 9 to 5, doing next to nothing. I've worked a 9 to 5 and done next to nothing. But no, dude, I will say I'll send you some of his music, and I think you'll really dig his vibe because it's a little bit more real. It's a Hobo Johnson feel.
Okay.
And I will say 100% met Hobo Johnson in life. That motherfucker is not lying when he says he's fucked up. That kid was fucked up when I met him. And that was in San Bernardino back in the fucking day. When he was like rapping, living on, I'm pretty sure he was just crashing on the couch where the party was at. And that was it when I met him.
That's fucking rock star shit. On the other hand, on the flip side of that, speaking of people that I liked better before they cleaned up their act and started fucking making music, do you remember Filthy Frank?
Filthy Frank. No. Do you have something that could, like, is there something that I can remember?
No. If that didn't conjure it, like, it's not going to come up because that's some shit you won't fucking forget. But do you know who Joji is?
That name sounds super familiar.
He's like one of the top 10 pop stars on the planet right now. But there was this whole thing for years where he would just... Do you know who Pink Guy is?
No. Why the fuck don't I know these people?
Okay, so no. Pink Guy was one of Filthy Frank's characters. I guarantee you've seen a meme where it's this dude in this, like, pink bodysuit, but he's like making this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
That dude right now is one of the top 10 most popular pop stars on the fucking planet, and he's trying to separate himself from that because, like, his whole pop star thing is like, dude, I'm making pop music, shit's happy and nice, and like there might be some depressing stuff. That's just something we got to live with. But like back in the days, like, so I'm gonna teach you how to speak fucking Japanese. This is the word for white. This is the word for black. This is the word for white man. This is the word for black man. So Michael Jackson used to be this, and now he's dead.
Yep. I know what you're talking about now. Oh fuck, dude. That feels like an entire lifetime ago, though.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, it was like fucking 10 years ago when he was doing that shit. I don't know how that fucking transition worked for him. Like, I'm happy for him that it did, but I miss Pink Guy. Like, dude, he had a whole album way back in the day about driving around in a fucking Ferrari as Pink Guy from his point of view, just like catcalling girls and telling them that he wanted to fist them.
And then I do also remember when people were copying him and that one dude was in the green bodysuit and he just like jumps in the wheelchair and goes, I have crippling arthritis. I don't know why, but the videos that followed him were fucking golden vines.
Yeah.
That was Vine perfection, if anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, fucking dude, on that fucking, we're at 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna let you go because I have a final. I have to take at noon. So
I got to interview people for a fucking job in the morning. So we probably need to jump off.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, dude, as always, great fucking talking to you. Fucking, I will catch you around.
All right. See you, man.
See you, dude.